I've been creating recipes on YouTube for over 8 years, and during that time I've shared more than 150 different cream, frosting, and filling recipes with you. I know that many of you discovered my channel because of my Italian meringue, my French buttercream, my fruit-based creams, or my heat-stable frostings. And because I know how much you love these recipes, I wanted to make things easier for you. So today, I've put together what I consider to be the very best and most versatile creams I've ever made, all in one place. This is the kind of video you'll want to save and come back to whenever you need the perfect filling, frosting, or decorating cream for your cakes and desserts. In this video, you'll find more than 30 different creams, along with plenty of tips, techniques, and professional pastry secrets that I've learned and perfected over the years. So make sure to save this video for later. You'll thank yourself the next time you need a reliable cream recipe. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get started. Crunchy cookies. In a bowl, add 180 g of sifted flour, 6.3 ounces, 90 g of brown sugar, 3.2 ounces, 1 generous tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 90 g of very cold butter cut into cubes, 3.2 ounces. Now, using your hands, gently mix all the ingredients together. It's important not to press too hard or overwork the dough because we don't want the butter to melt. The mixture should have a texture similar to coarse sand. Once we reach that point, we stop. If there are a few small pieces of butter left, that's totally fine, it's completely normal. Once the mixture is ready, we take it to the oven. Bake for 12 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius 350 degrees Fahrenheit until lightly golden. And once baked, our crunchy cookie is ready. You can use this mixed into creams, to decorate desserts, or as a topping. I usually make a good amount, store it in glass jars, and it lasts a very long time. Now let's prepare the caramel cream. For this cream we're going to need 350 g of sugar, 12.3 ounces, 500 milliliters of milk, 2 cups/17 fluid ounces, 2 heaping tablespoons of cornstarch and 25 g of butter, 0.9 ounces. The first thing we do is set aside a small splash of the milk and mix it with the cornstarch until there are no lumps. Set it aside. In a thick-bottomed saucepan, add the sugar over medium heat. Let it start to melt and stir constantly until you get a golden caramel. When the caramel has a nice color, add the butter and stir until it melts. Be very careful at this step because the caramel is extremely hot and can splatter. Add the milk little by little, continuing to stir, until the caramel is completely dissolved. This process will take about 5 to 6 minutes, so be patient. Do you remember the cornstarch we set aside? Now is the time to add it. Keep stirring over medium heat until the cream thickens and has a smooth, creamy texture. At that point, remove the cream from the heat and let it cool slightly. And now we only have one last step. Mix the caramel cream with the crunchy cookie we prepared earlier. I usually do this in a large bowl. First, I add the amount of caramel cream I think I'll need, whether it's for filling a cake or for the dessert I'm preparing. Then I add the cookie crumbles little by little, by eye, until I get the amount I like. There's no exact measurement here. It's simply about adjusting it to your taste and the texture you want. And the result is a spectacular cream with so much flavor. And with crunchy pieces of homemade cookie that are just incredible. Also, if you want to soften the cream a bit and make it less sweet, you have another very interesting option. You can add a bit of heavy cream for baking, either dairy or non-dairy. In that case, it's best to lightly whip the cream once the caramel is completely cold. And then gently fold it into the caramel cream. This way you get a smoother, lighter cream with an equally delicious flavor. So you can perfectly adapt this filling to the type of dessert you're making. And now we have this wonderful caramel cream with crunchy cookie pieces ready. Here you can see a couple of recipes where I've used it, and it turns out spectacular. Thank you for watching this recipe. Save it, because it will be incredibly useful if you enjoy making desserts and want to try something new. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I invite you to do so. I have lots of recipes that might interest you, creams, sponge cakes, and step-by-step tutorials for making large cakes. See you in the next recipe. Discover the art of Swiss meringue buttercream in this video. This time, I will show you how to create an exquisite, smooth, and silky buttercream that will leave you wanting more. The key to this recipe lies in the Swiss meringue, which gives the cream a lighter and less sweet texture. You'll learn how to balance the ingredients to achieve the perfect result. Swiss meringue is a versatile cream widely used in baking, and with this recipe, you'll master it and prepare it easily in the comfort of your home. The preparation is very easy to remember. For every measure of egg whites, we will use 2 measures of sugar and 3 measures of unsalted butter at room temperature. Below, I present the ingredients in cup and ounce measurements so you can follow the recipe precisely. Here we have half a cup of egg whites, for fluid ounces, equivalent to 125 grams or 3 egg whites. Next, 1 cup of sugar, 8 ounces, equivalent to 250 grams or 8.8 ounces. And finally, 1.5 cups of unsalted butter, equivalent to 375 grams or 13.2 ounces. Mix the sugar and the egg whites in a bowl. I'll set a timer to help you keep track of the time needed for each phase. We'll start by preparing a saucepan with a bit of water and bringing it to a boil. Place the bowl with the egg whites and sugar over the saucepan, ensuring it fits snugly. It's important to note that Swiss meringue is popular because the egg whites are pasteurized during the process, ensuring they are safe to consume raw. This means you don't have to worry about salmonella or other bacteria. Stir constantly for about 4 minutes until the mixture reaches 149 to 158 degrees Fahrenheit, 65 to 70 degrees Celsius. You can also check the temperature by touching the mixture with your fingertips to ensure it's very hot, almost burning, and that the sugar has completely dissolved. Remove from the heat, transfer the mixture to another bowl, and whip the egg whites with a hand mixer on medium-high speed until they become thick and the temperature drops. Swiss meringue is widely used in baking, turning out shiny and relatively easy to make. It looks beautiful on tartlets, cupcakes, and individual desserts. But I can tell you it's perfect for filling and covering cakes. It's the best for decorating with piping bags, allowing for any type of decoration. Now it's ready to start adding the butter in 2 or 3 additions. The amount of unsalted butter I use is 375 grams, 1.5 cups, or 13.2 ounces, as I mentioned earlier. As you add the butter, the meringue will become liquid, and at some point, you might think it has curdled. Don't stop, keep whipping and add all the butter. You'll see how it transforms by itself in just a few seconds, becoming completely combined, firm, and ready to use. I'll guide you step by step to achieve an exceptional buttercream, from preparing the Swiss meringue to incorporating the butter. You'll discover the secrets of this delicious recipe, and at the end, I'll show you how to create 3 amazing flavors, each more delicious than the last. They will be perfect for filling and decorating with piping bags due to their extra firm texture, which is incredible and perfect. Look at how beautiful it is. I love it. This is the magic moment when the cream changes, transforming into a silky, smooth, and firm buttercream you can use to fill and decorate your cakes, cupcakes, and pastries. Add a teaspoon of vanilla extract and continue whipping for a few more seconds. In total, it took 13 minutes for this quantity. This buttercream can be prepared a couple of days in advance. It can be stored in the fridge for up to a week and even frozen. This cream is perfect for summer, holding up outside the fridge for several hours as long as it's kept out of direct sunlight, preferably in a cool or shaded spot during the party. You can add gel or paste food coloring to this cream. You can also incorporate fruit pastes, chocolate, Nutella, dulce de leche, cream cheese, mascarpone, crushed Oreos, or any type of flavoring or homemade jam. I'll prepare 3 different flavors using this Swiss meringue once the cream is ready. I'll crush some whole Oreo cookies and incorporate them into one part of the cream in another bowl. I'll continue beating until well combined. What I want to show you is that no matter what you add to this cream, it will maintain its firmness and shine. In another portion of the cream, I'll beat in 3 generous teaspoons of homemade red fruit jam. This jam is made by boiling fresh or frozen red fruits with a bit of sugar. It's important to note that you'll achieve a unique texture and flavor using homemade jam, as store-bought jam won't give the same result. Lastly, I'll show you how to make Swiss meringue with Nutella. I'll add 2 or 3 tablespoons of Nutella to a portion of the cream and beat until fully incorporated. In no time, you'll have 3 different, delicious fillings with an extra firm texture, perfect for your cakes, cupcakes, and any type of dessert. Experiment with these flavors and enjoy the versatility and quality of this Swiss meringue buttercream in your baking creations. Share this recipe with your friends or on social media. Leave me a comment if you find this Swiss meringue buttercream useful, if my tips help you, and if you like the way I explain. I hope you do, because many of you leave me such lovely comments, telling me that you've finally managed to make firm and perfect creams that no longer curdle and that my tutorials help you a lot. That makes me very happy, and I thank you for subscribing to my channel, sharing, and commenting. Thank you so much, and see you soon. How often do you find bananas in the fruit bowl that your kids refuse to eat just because they've ripened a little too much? This happens quite often in my house too, and I don't like wasting food. That's why I always try to give overripe bananas a second chance. Today, I bring you an amazing, budget-friendly, and super easy recipe. This is a delicious, sugar-free banana cream that you can use to fill cakes, sponge rolls, decorate cupcakes, and make individual desserts and pastries. If you add ripe strawberries, you'll give it an extra touch of flavor and freshness. One of the best things about this banana cream is that you can mix it with any other flavor to make your desserts even more unique. In Spain, the larger variety is called banana, while the smaller, sweeter, and more delicious one is known as Plátano de Canarias. In Venezuela, it's called camber, in many Central American countries, it's known as banana or banano, and in Cuba, it's called guineo. Learning how to make this delicious banana and strawberry filling for cakes is very simple, just follow these detailed steps. First, clean and slice 3 ripe bananas. Then take 250 g 8.8 ounces of ripe strawberries, wash them well, remove the leaves, and cut off any damaged parts. Set everything aside for now. Prepare a saucepan or skillet and place it on the stove. Add 50 g 1.8 ounces of butter and let it melt slightly. I use unsalted butter, but if you don't have any, you can use salted butter instead. Add the sliced bananas and strawberries, stirring occasionally. Now, add the juice of half a lemon, 30 milliliters 1 fluid ounce, while it continues to simmer over medium heat. Let it boil for about 2 minutes. The total weight of the bananas and strawberries I used is 600 g 21.2 ounces, the peeled and chopped bananas, plus 250 g 8.8 ounces of strawberries. Remove the saucepan from the heat and blend the hot banana and strawberry puree using an immersion blender, food processor, or a fork. Add a bit of milk, stir, and then mix in 3 egg yolks along with 60 g 2.1 ounces of cornstarch, corn flour. Stir well until fully combined and then add the remaining milk to reach a total of 300 milliliters 10 fluid ounces, which can be either cold or warm. Add a generous teaspoon of vanilla extract and mix. Return the saucepan to the stove and stir constantly until the cream thickens completely. The egg yolks add a lot of creaminess to the recipe, but they can be omitted if necessary. The cornstarch can also be replaced with 120 g 4.2 ounces of all-purpose flour. At this point, let the cream boil for 30 more seconds, then turn off the heat. Transfer the cream to another container, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it cool for at least 2 hours. First, allow it to reach room temperature, then store it in the refrigerator for several hours or overnight. Next, take the chilled and firm banana strawberry cream. But before using it, beat it in a separate bowl to restore some creaminess, then add it to the whipped cream. Now, add 500 milliliters 17 fluid ounces of very cold heavy cream for whipping. You can use vegetable-based cream, like the one I use, or dairy-based whipping cream. Depending on your country or region, this type of cream may be called heavy cream, whipping cream, or thick cream. Whip it for about 3 minutes or until the cream is firm. Finally, incorporate the banana strawberry cream and continue beating until you achieve a smooth, thick, and stable consistency. You can prepare this cream a day in advance and store it in the refrigerator for up to 5 days. This quantity is enough to fill and cover a 20 cm 8-inch cake that is 10 cm 4 inches tall. However, it is not suitable for covering cakes with fondant. I used this cream to make individual dessert cups. At the end of the video, I'll show you the step-by-step process and how to use leftovers to create a beautiful dessert. I used Piping Tips 353 and 1M by Wilton. As you can see, the cream holds its shape very well when piped. I hope you try making this cream. It's delicious, budget-friendly, and incredibly easy to make. Here, I want to show you how I used this banana and strawberry cream to create delicious desserts in no time. I divided the banana strawberry cream into 2 parts and added chocolate ganache to one of them. I mixed it well and transferred both creams into piping bags. I prepared 5 250 milliliters 8.5 fluid ounces dessert cups and placed a layer of leftover sponge cake pieces from previous recipes. You can also use cookies. I soaked the sponge cake with syrup and added a generous layer of cream, then topped it with dark and white chocolate ganache. I added another layer of sponge cake, moistened it again with syrup, and added another generous layer of banana strawberry cream. I smoothed each cup with a spatula or spoon and covered the cream with crushed sponge cake. Then, I decorated the cups by making fun little faces with chocolate, adding details like ears and bows. If you do this with your kids, they'll love the results. I hope you find my tips useful, that you try this delicious cream, and that you use it to create these desserts or experiment with your own ideas. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. You can also support me by sharing my videos on your social media accounts. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Today we're going to make an extra firm coffee cream, a delicious cream that I've wanted to have on my channel for a long time. Among all the creams we already have, we're adding this one too, super creamy, firm, and delicious, perfect for filling cakes, decorating desserts, and creating incredible pastries with this amazing cream. The texture is unbelievable and the flavor, my goodness, absolutely delicious. So let's go straight to the ingredients. I'm starting by adding 8 whole eggs into a heat-proof bowl. Then add 300 g, 1½ cups, of regular white sugar and whisk a little to combine everything. Now I'm taking the bowl to the stove where I already have a saucepan prepared for a double boiler. Place the bowl over the saucepan and, without stopping stirring, wait until the eggs and sugar reach a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius, 176 degrees Fahrenheit. Look at the change from when we started and how the eggs and sugar completely change texture as they heat up. Look at the foam forming on top. It's very important to never stop stirring. If not constantly, at least every little while to prevent the eggs from curdling. Use a thermometer if you have one, much better. This way you can make sure the eggs reach 80 degrees Celsius, 176 degrees Fahrenheit, becoming perfectly cooked and properly pasteurized. Once the mixture reaches 80 degrees Celsius, 176 degrees Fahrenheit, this is how it should look. See the foam on top? Now remove the bowl from the double boiler and let the mixture cool down a little. It has cooled down to approximately 60 degrees Celsius, 140 degrees Fahrenheit. At this point I'm going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of instant coffee such as Nescafe. This is optional. If you want, you can dissolve it separately with a little liquid, but don't worry because it will gradually dissolve perfectly into the mixture. Once the egg and coffee mixture is completely cold, in another bowl I'm going to add 2 packs of butter, 250 g each, 8.8 ounces each. That's a total of 500 g, 2 cups plus 3 tablespoons or 17.6 ounces, of butter at room temperature. Look at the texture. Your fingers should sink in easily just like I'm showing you. This step is extremely important to achieve a truly creamy and delicious frosting. I'm going to start beating the butter for about 5 minutes and every so often I stop the mixer to scrape down the sides of the bowl because the butter tends to stick and we need everything perfectly incorporated. Once the butter has tripled in volume and has this super creamy texture, I'm going to start adding the coffee and egg mixture little by little in several batches. I beat, stop, scrape down the sides, bring the cream back to the center, and add more coffee mixture. Continue like this until all the mixture is incorporated or until you make the amount you need. If you want to make a smaller quantity, simply use 4 eggs, 150 g, 3/4 cup, of sugar, and only 250 g, 1 cup plus 1½ tablespoons or 8.8 ounces, of butter. And look at this texture, seriously, look at how perfect this cream is. Super creamy, firm, and delicious. My goodness, I can't even explain how good this tastes. This cream is perfect for filling sheet cakes, multi-layer cakes, birthday cakes, decorations, covering cakes before fondant, and so many other creations. It also pairs perfectly with walnuts, caramel, toppings, or any filling you can imagine, but honestly, just as it is with this coffee flavor, it tastes incredible. I'm going to use the large Wilton 1E and 1M piping tips to show you different decorations on plates, glasses, and bowls so you can really see how this cream works. Look how firm it is. Look at this spectacular mousse-like texture. I even turn the plate upside down to prove that the cream doesn't fall, doesn't move, and absolutely nothing happens to it. Gravity test passed 100%. One thing I do recommend is that once the cream is finished, if you're going to use it soon, it's better not to store it in the refrigerator. Since it contains a large amount of butter, it becomes very firm, and to use it again you'll need to let it come back to room temperature and possibly whip it again or stir it with a spatula to recover this creamy texture. My advice is to keep it covered with plastic wrap touching the surface directly and store it outside the refrigerator if you're going to use it the next day or within a few hours. And now don't go anywhere because there are still many more incredible recipes coming next. Now let's make the pastry cream I mentioned before, and I'm also going to show you how to turn it into diplomatic cream. This is a cream that works perfectly for all kinds of desserts, cakes, pastries, cream puffs, fruit tarts, layered cakes, millefeuille, and so many more sweet creations. It has a smooth, creamy texture and a delicious flavor that makes it one of the most versatile creams in pastry. Plus, once you learn the base recipe, you'll be able to create many different variations and use it in countless desserts. The first thing I'm going to do is strain 800 milliliters, about 3 1/3 cups, of milk into a saucepan. I'm going to reserve a small amount because I'll use it later to mix with the egg yolks and cornstarch. I bring the milk to the stove and let it heat very well, almost until it starts to boil. At this point, I remove it from the heat. Meanwhile, in another saucepan I'm going to add 10 egg yolks. Then I add 100 grams, about 3/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon, of cornstarch. If you don't have cornstarch or you don't like using it, you can use regular flour instead. But in that case you'll need to use double the amount, meaning 200 grams, about 1 2/3 cups. Keep in mind that it changes the texture slightly. Now I add 2 tablespoons of regular white sugar and also 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar. This cream has very little sugar, but a lot of flavor. I start mixing everything with a whisk and slowly add part of the reserved milk. Once everything is well combined, I add the rest of that milk, continue whisking, and now I pour in all of the hot milk until reaching a total of 1 liter, about 4 1/4 cups. I mix everything well and bring it back to the heat without stopping stirring at any moment. Little by little you'll see it start to thicken, and as soon as it begins to boil the cream completely changes texture. It becomes thick, glossy, creamy. It's amazing. I continue stirring a little longer to make sure it has boiled properly, and at this point we already have a delicious pastry cream. Now I'm going to add 1 generous teaspoon of vanilla extract and also 150 grams, about 2/3 cup, of softened butter. This is optional, but it gives the cream a much silkier texture. I keep stirring until the butter is fully incorporated. And now, look at this texture, it's spectacular. I transfer all the cream to a tray, cover it with plastic wrap directly touching the surface so it doesn't form a skin. I let it cool down and then store it in the refrigerator until the next day. I'm looking for a firm texture for decorating. The next day, once it's cold and fully set, I divide the cream into 2 parts. I place 1/2 into a bowl and beat it with an electric mixer for about 1 minute until I achieve a creamy texture. This is the texture I'm looking for, firm, smooth, and with a beautiful yellow color thanks to the egg yolks. I beat the other half exactly the same way. Now I set it aside for a moment, and in another bowl I'm going to whip 2 cups of heavy cream. I use room temperature vegetable whipping cream from Paretos, but you can use dairy whipping cream or whichever you prefer. I whip it for 2 to 3 minutes until stiff peaks form. To this whipped cream I'm going to add half of the pastry cream from one of the bowls. I mix until incorporated and then add the other half. This way I get a lighter and whiter cream, which is what we know as diplomat cream. And now we have 2 creams, pastry cream and diplomat cream. Both have a firm and stable texture. And now, just like I always do in my tutorials, I'm going to show you my super piping tip drawer. I'm going to use 2 large 1E piping tips and 2 Wilton 1M piping tips. I already have the piping bags prepared with both creams, and now I'm going to start decorating. I begin with the Wilton 1M tip, first with the pastry cream and then with the diplomat cream. The diplomat cream is perfect for decorating cakes, cupcakes, or layer cakes, even multi-tier cakes, because it's softer and doesn't dry out. The pastry cream, on the other hand, is ideal for fillings such as choux pastries, eclairs, or cake layers. Look at the texture and stability. I rotate the plate several times and the cream stays perfect. It doesn't collapse and it doesn't lose its shape. I continue decorating, and I also show it to you in bowls and transparent glasses so you can see how well the details hold. The texture stays sharp, clean, and well defined, and that is key. It's very important to achieve a firm cream that doesn't become runny or lose volume over time. And even if you're making a dessert just for yourself, it's still important to do it properly, because the satisfaction of getting a perfect result is incredible. If you enjoyed this recipe, share it with your friends and on social media so more people can learn. If you like baking and want to learn how to make a perfect Italian meringue, stay with me because in this tutorial I'm going to teach you step by step how to achieve an extra firm, glossy, and very stable meringue. It's an ideal cream for decorating cakes, cupcakes, and working with a piping bag, even with Russian tips. It's also a very affordable recipe, delicious, and one of the most widely used in the world of baking. Before we start with the recipe, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss any of my baking tutorials. And also leave me a comment telling me which country or city you're watching from, because I always love reading them and knowing from where in the world you are making my recipes. Now yes, let's start with the ingredients. In a heavy bottom saucepan I'm going to place 375 grams of sugar 1 7/8 cups and 100 milliliters of water half a cup minus 1 tablespoon. This will be our syrup. In a separate bowl of the mixer, we add 150 grams of egg whites, about 5 large egg whites, and optionally 2 packets of vanilla sugar. If you don't have vanilla sugar, you can substitute it with 1 teaspoon of sugar and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. As I almost always do in my tutorials, I'm going to set a timer. This way you can see the time I need for each phase of the process. I think this helps a lot because you can follow the recipe with more confidence and better understand when the meringue is at its perfect stage. While the syrup cooks over medium heat, we begin to beat the egg whites. If you have a kitchen thermometer, the ideal temperature for the syrup is between 117 and 120 degrees Celsius, 242 to 248 degrees Fahrenheit. But if you don't have a thermometer, don't worry. With these ingredient quantities, the syrup usually takes about 7 minutes to reach the correct point. You can also look at the bubbles. When the syrup starts bubbling more vigorously, it's usually ready. When the syrup reaches its point, we turn off the heat. Now we are going to add half a teaspoon of fruit salt with lemon flavor. We add it right at the end when we turn off the heat. As you can see, the syrup is still bubbling and it mixes very well. Now we begin to add the syrup little by little over the egg whites that we are already beating at medium-high speed. It's important to do it in a thin stream and without stopping the mixing so the meringue whips properly. As we incorporate the syrup, we gradually increase the mixer speed. Fruit salt is a product that is normally used for stomach discomfort, which is why it is very easy to find in pharmacies, supermarkets, or even some baking stores. You will see how the meringue starts to increase in volume, becomes shinier, and much firmer. And something very important, this Italian meringue can also be perfectly made with a regular handheld electric mixer. Most likely, you will need 1 or 2 extra minutes of beating to achieve the same firm texture that I will show you at the end of the video. After a few minutes of beating, the meringue begins to take on that firm, glossy, and silky texture we are looking for. In total, for this quantity, we usually need about 15 minutes of beating to get a meringue at its perfect point. But if we want an extra firm meringue, ideal for making roses, decorations, or working with piping tips, we can beat for about 2 more minutes. The result is a very stable, glossy meringue with a spectacular texture. At this point, the meringue is still slightly warm, but it is completely ready to use. With this meringue you can cover cakes, fill pastries, or make decorations with a piping bag. It is one of the most widely used creams in baking around the world because, besides being delicious, it is very economical and very stable. At room temperature it can hold perfectly for several hours, and in the refrigerator it can last up to 3 or 4 days without losing its shape or texture. And that's how easy it is to make an extra firm Italian meringue, perfect for any baking decoration. Share this tutorial with your friends on social media, with your family. Help me reach more people with this recipe and encourage more people to try making it. It is the most widely used meringue in the world of baking, the most well-known, and also the most economical. Today we are going to make a very easy, very affordable recipe that anyone can prepare. It is a delicious strawberry cake with strawberry cream, perfect when you need many servings. It is a recipe that I will explain step by step, ideal for a candy bar, for a party, or simply to enjoy at home as a delicious homemade dessert that looks amazing. Before we start, I would love for you to leave me a comment telling me which city you are watching from. It really makes me happy to read your comments and see how far my videos reach. And now yes, let's start with the recipe. In the mixer bowl I am going to add 8 medium eggs. I will beat them for approximately 1 minute until the eggs start to become slightly foamy. Next, I add 300 g of regular white sugar, about 1.5 cups. Here you can adjust the quantity to your taste. You can add 200 g, about 1 cup, if you prefer it less sweet, or even mix half white sugar and half brown sugar or cane sugar. I am going to beat for about 6 minutes until the eggs and sugar have tripled in volume and we have a very fluffy mixture. Now I add 1/4 cup of mild flavorless oil. I will beat for a few seconds, just enough for it to combine well into the mixture. I turn off the mixer and remove the bowl. This is the perfect consistency. Now I am going to add 300 g of flour, about 2.5 cups, sifting it in 2 batches. I will mix with a hand whisk using gentle folding movements to keep all the air we achieved. I add the second batch of flour and finish mixing carefully. I scrape the bowl with a spatula to make sure everything is perfectly combined. I am going to divide the batter into 2 trays like making sponge sheets for Swiss rolls. I spread the batter evenly and tap the trays lightly to remove any air bubbles. I bake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake each tray for about 15 to 20 minutes depending on your oven. Once baked, I place baking paper on top, flip it over, remove the paper, and flip it again to leave the smooth side facing up. These sponge sheets cool very quickly because they are thin. Now I place 1 sponge sheet onto the tray where I will present the cake. Here you can add a syrup if you want by poking the sponge a little so it absorbs better, but this time I will directly add a generous layer of strawberry jam. Next, I add a layer of strawberry cream using a piping bag. This is very important so you do not drag the jam around. Then simply smooth it gently with a spatula. You can also use a plastic bag if you want. I place the second sponge sheet on top and repeat the process. I add another generous layer of strawberry jam, about 600 g total, which is approximately 21 ounces or 2 cups, and cover again with another layer of strawberry cream. Now I will show you a trick that you are going to love. Using a long ruler, I mark the cake. First into 3 sections and then into the portions I want to serve. This way I already have it prepared before decorating and it becomes much easier. For the decoration I saved a little cream, and using a piping bag with the Wilton 1M tip I make rosettes on top. I finish decorating with fresh strawberries and that's it. Look how beautiful this cake is, super easy to make, very affordable, and you can get around 30 to 35 servings from it. This recipe is also very versatile. If you want, you can make this same base in a chocolate version by replacing a couple tablespoons of flour with a couple tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. You can also change the fruit. Instead of strawberries you can use raspberries, cherries, blueberries, making your own jam by blending the fruit and leaving it smoother or chunkier according to your taste. With blueberries, for example, you get a beautiful color that I highly recommend. And now don't leave because next I am going to show you how to prepare this delicious cream that we used for the cake so you have everything in one single video and do not need to search for the recipe separately. This way you can save it, share it, which I really appreciate, and always have it on hand whenever you need it. Thank you so much, and let's continue. Today we are going to prepare a delicious extra firm strawberry cream, perfect for filling cakes, sheet cakes, cupcakes, Swiss rolls, homemade pastries, dessert cups, and also for decorating desserts with a beautiful, clean, and professional finish. It is a very easy cream to make with simple ingredients, affordable, and with a texture that is firm, smooth, and creamy at the same time. It also does not contain butter, and you can adjust the sweetness to your liking using the sweetener you prefer. A cream often makes all the difference in a homemade dessert because it not only adds flavor, it also adds moisture, stability, and a beautiful appearance when we cut the cake or decorate with a piping bag. And this strawberry cream does all of that. It has a delicious natural flavor, a beautiful color, and a perfect consistency for working with. If you enjoy these kinds of homemade recipes explained step by step, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you do not miss any new recipes. First step, wash 600 g of strawberries very well, about 1 pound and 5 ounces, remove the leaves, and cut them into small pieces. Try to choose ripe, aromatic, good quality strawberries because when a recipe contains fresh fruit, the final flavor depends greatly on the quality of the fruit. Once the strawberries are cut, transfer them to a saucepan or a large skillet. Add the juice of half a lemon, approximately 50 milliliters, which is about 3 tablespoons. Lemon not only adds flavor, it also helps enhance the natural taste of the fruit, balance the sweetness, and helps keep the strawberries from oxidizing. Also add 2 heaping tablespoons of coconut sugar. You can replace the coconut sugar with brown sugar, honey, regular sugar, or any sweetener you prefer. This recipe is completely adaptable to your taste. Bring the saucepan to medium heat, stir occasionally, and cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Strawberries are highly appreciated in baking because of their fresh aroma, slight acidity, and beautiful natural color. They also contain vitamin C, antioxidants, and a lot of water, which is why they add freshness to any cream or filling. You will see how the strawberries start releasing their juice, soften, and give off a delicious aroma. Many people think that cooking fruit removes all its nutrients, but that is not completely true. A small portion of some heat-sensitive vitamins may be reduced, but the fruit still keeps minerals, fiber, flavor, and many of its benefits. Also, by cooking them we concentrate the flavor and achieve an ideal texture for creams, jams, fillings, and sweet sauces. That is why cooked strawberries work so well in baking. When they are ready, remove the saucepan from the heat. Now blend the strawberries to get a smooth puree without large pieces. If you want an even smoother cream, you can strain the puree to remove the seeds. I will leave it just like this. And while we are here, if you are enjoying this video, you can leave me a comment telling me which country you are watching from. I love reading your comments and seeing where you follow the recipes from. While the strawberry puree is still hot, add 4 egg yolks. The yolks add creaminess, smoothness, and a much richer texture. Also add 60 g of cornstarch, about half a cup, and a small amount of milk. If you do not want to use cornstarch, you can replace it with 120 g of all-purpose flour, about 1 cup. Mix well until everything is dissolved and there are no lumps. Then add the rest of the milk little by little while continuing to mix. The total amount of milk is 300 milliliters, about 1¼ cups. It can be cold or warm. Both options work perfectly. Bring the mixture back to medium-high heat. Now cook while stirring constantly. It is important to stir well along the bottom and corners of the saucepan so the cream thickens evenly and does not stick. Little by little you will see the texture change. It will go from liquid to a thick, glossy cream with plenty of body. When this happens, add vanilla or strawberry essence. Just a touch to complement the natural fruit flavor without overpowering it. Now transfer the cream to a heat-proof container. Cover with plastic wrap, touching the surface to prevent a skin from forming. First, let it cool slightly at room temperature. Then refrigerate it for at least 2 hours until completely cold and firm. Once the strawberry cream is cold, we continue with the next step. In a bowl, add 500 milliliters of very cold whipping cream, about 2 cups. I use vegetable-based cream, Purato's ambient cream, but you can use whichever you prefer, vegetable-based or dairy cream. Beat for a few minutes until stiff peaks form. It should become stable and very creamy. Take the strawberry cream out of the refrigerator and beat it for a few seconds separately to make it smooth again. This base cream by itself is already delicious. You can use it as a filling for millefeuille pastries, tartlets, donuts, croissants, chocolate pastries, or even as a cream for dessert cups. It also works very well as a base for other homemade desserts. Now incorporate it little by little into the whipped cream. Add it in 2 batches. Beat at medium speed until everything is combined. Very quickly you will get a firm, smooth, airy cream that is very easy to work with. As you can see, this cream holds its shape beautifully with a piping bag. For the decoration, I am using the Wilton 1M piping tip, ideal for making classic, beautiful rosettes with plenty of volume. You can also use the large number 1E tip, perfect for more defined, elegant, and eye-catching decorations. With either tip, this cream works very well because it is stable and keeps its shape. That makes it ideal for decorating cupcakes, cake borders, simple roses, tall swirls, or professional-looking finishes. This amount is enough to fill a 20 centimeters cake, about 8 inches in diameter, with 2 generous layers of cream, or for 1 full sheet cake. You can also prepare several individual dessert cups or a large batch of decorated cupcakes. You can even prepare it 1 day in advance without any problem. It keeps very well in the refrigerator for about 4 to 5 days as long as it is well covered. If you enjoyed this recipe, do not forget to give me a like and share this video with family and friends so more people can prepare this delicious strawberry cream at home.
Today, I'm going to show you a spectacular cream, super firm, delicious, and very easy to make in just 4 minutes. It is perfect both for filling and decorating all kinds of cakes, individual desserts, or desserts in cups. In the mixer bowl, I add 1 liter, 4.2 cups, of heavy whipping cream with 35% fat. I use Asturian whipping cream, but you can use any similar cream that has the same percentage of fat. It is very important that it is very cold. Next, I add 1 cup of powdered sugar or icing sugar. Then I add 2 tubs of mascarpone, which in total are 500 grams, 17.6 ounces, and also 1 tub of cream cheese like Philadelphia that is 300 grams, 10.6 ounces. Everything must be very cold, so the cream whips perfectly and becomes very stable. I start mixing at medium speed and then increase it a little to medium-high speed. I whip until the typical ridges or marks appear that you can visually see when the cream is fully whipped. Look, here I show you my mixer has a timer, and it took me almost 4 minutes to achieve it. And that is it. You do not need anything else. It is super easy and very fast. This cream is delicious, firm, and very versatile. The combination of cream cheese, mascarpone, and real dairy whipping cream makes it very rich, flavorful, and with a perfect texture to work with confidently. You can use it to fill cakes, red velvet, sheet cakes, decorate cupcakes, cover entire cakes, or prepare desserts in cups. You can also color it with food coloring, add melted and tempered chocolate or cocoa powder if you want a chocolate version. It holds its shape very well and allows you to create beautiful decorations. I place it into piping bags with a large piping tip number 1E and another with a 1M piping tip from Wilton. Now I will show you how I filled, covered, and decorated some Swiss rolls so you can see how it looks with this cream. The finish is incredible. It stays firm and the flavor is wonderful. You can also decorate it however you like, with fresh fruit, chocolate, or in any way you prefer. And now, if you liked this tutorial, share it with your friends and with all those people who love baking as much as we do. Subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet, and activate the notification bell so you do not miss any of my upcoming videos. Let me know in the comments if you have made this cheese cream, if you used it for red velvet, for cupcakes, or to fill any cake. I love reading your comments and seeing how your recipes turn out. For joining me once again in my kitchen, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Thank you and see you soon.
Mandarin and lemon extra firm cream is the perfect choice to elevate your baking creations to another level. This delicious cream, specially formulated to be extra firm, is ideal for filling, covering, and decorating cakes with precision and professionalism. With the citrusy touch of mandarins and the freshness of lemon, this cream adds a refreshing and exquisite flavor to your desserts. Its firmness makes it perfect for filling and decorating individual desserts such as cupcakes and small cakes, as it allows you to create decorative details with great precision. The combination of mandarins and lemon gives it the perfect balance between sweet and citrusy. This makes it a wonderfully versatile filling that adapts to both traditional cakes and more modern creations. In all my recipes, I always include both European and American measurements. This way, you can follow the recipe regardless of the measurement system you're most familiar with. Whether you use grams, milliliters, or cups and ounces, you'll be able to make the recipes easily and accurately. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment letting me know which country you're watching from, and share this exquisite recipe with your friends on your social media. This way, you can help my channel grow. Thank you so much for your support. First step, cut 4 or 5 mandarins and 3 or 4 lemons. Then squeeze the fruit. You will need 500 milliliters, about 2 cups, of mandarin and lemon juice in total. You can also substitute the mandarins with oranges, and it will be delicious in either case. Prepare a saucepan and add 4 medium eggs. Add half a cup of sugar, 100 g, and stir a bit. I also suggest that you can add less sugar or substitute it with brown sugar or sweetener. Add 50 grams, about a quarter cup, of cornstarch and mix very well. You can also mix the cornstarch with a bit of mandarin juice and then add it to the mixture to make it easier to integrate. The cornstarch acts as a thickening agent, while the eggs provide creaminess and smoothness to the preparation. It's important to note that you have the option to substitute the cornstarch with 100 grams, about 3/4 cup, of all-purpose flour. Now add all the mandarin and lemon juice to the saucepan with the eggs and stir very well. Put the saucepan on the heat. Optionally, you can add a teaspoon of vanilla extract or lemon extract, and without stopping stirring, bring the cream to a boil for 3 minutes or until it thickens well. Transfer the cream to a heat-proof bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it cool completely. First, let it temper and then store it in refrigerator. The next step would be to add the cold and hardened citrus cream, but first, whisk it in a separate bowl to give it a bit of creaminess. Once the cream is cooled and whipped, continue with the recipe. Add 500 grams, about 2 cups, of very cold heavy cream and whip it for a minute or until soft peaks form. I use Puratos vegetable cream. This cream may have different names depending on the region and country. For example, it may be called cream, chantilly, heavy cream, or whipped cream. The names may vary depending on the location, but they generally refer to the same whipped dairy cream preparation. When the cream is firm, start gradually adding the citrus cream and whip until you get a firm, smooth, and thick cream. Now whip everything together for 1 or 2 minutes to integrate well, and that's it. This cream can be made a day in advance. This cream holds up very well for 5 days in the fridge. This cream is perfect for filling sheet cakes, pastries, tarts, cupcakes, profiteroles, or individual cups in several layers combined with different flavors. It can also be used to make a delicious ice cream with cookies in several layers. This cream is not suitable for covering cakes with fondant, however, if instead of adding the heavy cream, you add unsalted butter at room temperature, creamed, I assure you it is suitable for covering cakes with fondant. This amount will be enough to fill and cover a 20 centimeters, 8-inch, diameter and 10 centimeters, 4-inch, high cake. As you can see, the cream pipes very well with a piping bag. I use Wilton 1M piping tip and tip 1E. Using fresh orange and lemon juice in this recipe has several benefits. First, it adds a natural and fresh flavor, with an authentic citrus touch that can't be achieved with commercial juices. Additionally, fruits like mandarins and lemons are rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, making the cream not only delicious but also more nutritious. By using fresh fruit, you have full control over the quality, ensuring that the cream has a purer taste, free from additives or preservatives. And, of course, the fruit juice gives it a smooth, light texture that makes it even more enjoyable to taste. I hope you make this cream. It's delicious, economical, and very easy to make. With mandarin and lemon extra firm cream, you'll be able to surprise your guests with its fresh and vibrant flavor. as well as give an elegant and professional touch to your baking creations. Experiment with this cream and discover the versatility it brings to your desserts, making it a wonderfully versatile filling that adapts to both traditional cakes and more modern creations. Today, I'm bringing you a Japanese frosting. Some say it's the creamiest cream in the world. In fact, its name literally means very creamy, and I can confirm it's incredibly smooth. I'd be so happy if you write to me and tell me what country you're watching from while I start the recipe. Start by hydrating 3 gelatin sheets, or 2½ teaspoons powdered gelatin, in cold water and let them sit for a few minutes. Meanwhile, in a saucepan, heat half a cup, 120 milliliters, of milk along with 1 tablespoon, 20 g, of glucose syrup. You can substitute it with 1 tablespoon of honey. Bring the mixture to a boil and let it foam up. Add the hydrated gelatin and mix well. In a bowl, place 1 cup, 170 g, of chopped white chocolate and pour the hot milk over it. Let it sit for a few seconds, then blend with an immersion blender until completely smooth and glossy. Now, gradually add 1 cup, 250 milliliters, of cold heavy cream in batches, mixing well after each addition to achieve perfect integration. Cover the cream with plastic wrap touching the surface and refrigerate for at least 2 hours. Time to see the magic. It's incredible how the texture changes after resting. Softness, creaminess, and firmness in perfect balance. It's ready to fill eclairs, tartlets, bonbons, macarons, cookies, and many other desserts, or any sweet creation you can imagine. Now, whip the cream for a few moments to make it even creamier. Look at this texture. Fluffy, smooth, it looks like ice cream. I divide the cream into 2 parts. I transfer the first part into a piping bag fitted with a large 1E tip. To the second half, I add 2 tablespoons, 15 g, of unsweetened cocoa powder and mix with the mixer turned off to avoid splattering. Then, I beat just until the cocoa is fully incorporated. I transfer the chocolate cream to another piping bag, and as always, I show you how to use it in my videos. Look how beautifully the rosettes hold their shape. They're perfect for decorating small desserts, individual pastries, or cupcakes. And just like that, our Namalaka cream is ready, smooth, creamy, and perfect for decorating and filling all kinds of desserts. I hope you liked this recipe and that you give it a try. Let me know in the comments which version you'd like to make first, vanilla, chocolate, or maybe another flavor. I left them at room temperature, and as you can see, they're dry on the outside and hold their shape, but inside, they remain soft, creamy, and truly exquisite. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any recipes. And don't go anywhere because up next, I'll show you more creamy frosting recipes that you probably didn't know about. Imagine a cream so silky and flavorful that it transforms any dessert into a masterpiece. This pomegranate and lemon cream does just that. Perfect for filling cakes, topping cupcakes, and creating stunning decorations, it strikes the perfect balance between sweetness and citrus freshness. Stay with me, and I'll show you exactly how to make it. It's easier than you think. Plus, in this video, you'll find many different creams for all kinds of desserts and cakes. Before we start, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment with your country, and share this recipe with your friends. Let's make magic in the kitchen together. First step, cut 4 pomegranates and 3 lemons. Then squeeze the fruit. You will need a total of 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of pomegranate and lemon juice. You can also substitute pomegranates with mandarins or oranges. It will be delicious in both cases. Prepare a saucepan in which you add 50 g, 1/3 cup, of cornstarch and half a cup of sugar, which is equivalent to 100 g, half a cup, along with a little pomegranate and lemon juice. Pass it through a fine sieve to remove pomegranate and lemon bits or seeds. Mix a little. I also tell you that you can add a smaller amount of sugar or substitute it with brown sugar or a sweetener. Add 4 medium whole eggs and mix again. Now add all the pomegranate and lemon juice to the saucepan with the eggs and stir very well. The cornstarch acts as a thickening agent, while the eggs provide creaminess and smoothness to the preparation. It is important to note that you have the option to substitute the cornstarch with 100 g, 3/4 cup, of all-purpose flour and that the eggs can be omitted. Take the saucepan to the heat and optionally add a teaspoon of vanilla extract or lemon essence. Without stopping stirring, boil the cream for 3 to 4 minutes or until it thickens very well. Pomegranate is appreciated worldwide for its unique flavor and health benefits. Pomegranates are one of the richest fruits in antioxidants. Regular consumption of pomegranates has been linked to lower blood pressure. Pomegranates contain anti-inflammatory compounds that can help reduce inflammation in the body. Lemons are an excellent source of vitamin C, which is essential for the immune system and healthy skin. It is important to remember that both pomegranates and lemons can lose some of their nutritional properties and health benefits when boiled or exposed to high temperatures. Transfer the cream to a heat-resistant bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it cool completely. First, let it come to room temperature and then store it in the refrigerator. The next step would be to add the chilled and hardened citrus cream. But first, beat it in a separate bowl to give it a bit of creaminess. Once the cream is cold and smooth, continue with the recipe. Add 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of very cold heavy cream and beat it for 1 minute or until you achieve soft peaks. I use ambient Puratos cream. This cream may have different names depending on the region and country, such as heavy cream, whipping cream, or chantilly cream. The names may vary by location, but in general, they refer to the same whipped dairy cream preparation. When the heavy cream is firm, start gradually adding the citrus cream and beat until you obtain a firm, smooth, and thick cream. Now beat everything together to integrate well for 1 or 2 minutes, and it's ready. This cream can be made a day in advance. This cream holds up very well for 5 days in the refrigerator. This cream is perfect for filling sheet cakes, pastries, tarts, cupcakes, and individual glasses in several layers combined with different flavors. You can also use it to make a delicious layered ice cream with cookies. This cream is not suitable for covering cakes with fondant. However, if instead of adding the heavy cream, you add unsalted butter at room temperature and beat it until creamy, then yes, it will be suitable for covering cakes with fondant. I use Wilton's large nozzle number 1E and nozzle number 1M. Personally, I love these two nozzles. They are amazing. As you can see, the cream holds very well in a piping bag. This quantity will be enough to fill and cover a 20 centimeters, 8-inch diameter and 10 centimeters, 4-inch high cake, plus an additional beautiful decoration. I hope you make this cream. It is delicious, economical, and very, very easy to make. And whatever you do, don't click away now. The best part is yet to come. Tons of amazing recipes are lined up just for you. Keep watching, because you're about to discover even more incredible ways to elevate your desserts. Today's video is a full celebration of one of the creamiest, most luxurious ingredients in the dessert world, mascarpone. It's smooth, rich, and so versatile, but many people still don't know what to do with it beyond tiramisu. That changes today. In this video, I'm bringing you a full collection of mascarpone recipes. You'll see lots of incredible creams, perfect for filling, decorating, or layering into dreamy desserts, but that's not all. We're also making complete recipes using mascarpone as the star. So whether you've got mascarpone in the fridge and no idea what to do with it, or you're just looking to explore new flavors and textures, you're in exactly the right place. Let's get into it. Today I'm going to show you how to make a mascarpone cream that's absolutely delicious. It takes less than 3 minutes to prepare and it's perfect for decorating or filling any dessert. The first thing I'm going to do is show you all the ingredients. Here I have 500 g, about 1.1 pounds, of mascarpone. This is the one I'm using today. I also have 150 g, 3/4 cup, of white sugar, 20 g, about 2 tablespoons, of instant coffee and 100 g, about 1/3 cup, of dulce de leche. And finally, I'm going to use 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of heavy cream, cream of animal origin, with 35% fat content. I'm using this brand, but you can use whichever you know. I just took the cream out of the fridge. I measure 500 milliliters, 2 cups, in a measuring jug, and from that same cream I'm going to pour a bit directly over the instant coffee and mix well until it dissolves completely. This will help the coffee blend better later. Now, in the mixer bowl I add the 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of cream, the 500 g, 1.1 pounds, of mascarpone, and the 150 g, 3/4 cup, of sugar, all together. I turn on the mixer. Mine has 10 speeds, so I start at speed 4 and then increase it to 6 after a moment. I'm only going to beat for 2 minutes, no more. You'll see how the texture starts to change right away. It becomes creamy, smooth, firm. Just like that, it's already perfect. But today I want to give it a different twist, so I'm going to add the coffee I mixed earlier with the cream and also the dulce de leche. I beat again, just for 1 more minute, just enough to blend everything well, and it's ready. That easy and fast. In less than 3 minutes you have a perfect, firm, delicious cream that you can use to decorate cupcakes, fill layer cakes, sheet cakes, and even frost cakes. It's a super versatile base. And if you want, you can create your own versions. You can skip the coffee, skip the dulce de leche, or skip both. Instead, you can add melted and cooled chocolate, Nutella, or a thick and cold jam, always cold, that's important, so the cream doesn't curdle. Look at this texture, firm, smooth, it's a real delight. You have to try it. And now I'm going to show you, as I always do in my tutorials, a decoration demo using piping tips. It's my favorite way to show you the real texture of the cream. I always do it in transparent bowls so you can clearly see how firm it is and how well the shapes hold. I love showing it like this because when I do lots of swirls and rosettes, and I pipe upwards with the piping bag, if the cream wasn't firm, the shapes wouldn't hold as well. But here, you can see it perfectly. I'm going to fill 3 piping bags. In one I'll use tip 353, in another the Wilton 1M tip, and in the third one the large 1E tip, which I love and use all the time. I'm going to start making decorations, swirls, different shapes, so you can see how well this cream behaves, how firm it is, and how perfectly it holds. It's great for decorating small desserts, mini cakes, cupcakes. You can also use it to fill macarons, choux, eclairs, or to make decorations like the ones I'm showing you now. You can even prepare individual dessert cups with this cream, and you'll have an amazing dessert with mascarpone and natural cream. You can combine it with chocolate pieces, leftover cake from a previous dessert, crushed cookies, create layered cups. There are endless desserts you can make with this base. I'll leave that up to you, and I'd love to read your ideas in the comments. And don't go just yet, next I'm going to show you more delicious mascarpone recipes. In this video, I'll show you how to make an exquisite homemade tiramisu cream without using whipping cream. I'll be using authentic ingredients, like mascarpone cheese and egg yolks. Mascarpone, a creamy and delicate Italian cheese, will provide the perfect base for our cream. The egg yolks will add richness and smoothness. Don't wait any longer and discover how to make this delicious tiramisu cream without any whipping cream. Subscribe to my channel and share this recipe with your friends or loved ones so you can enjoy this Italian delight together. In a bowl, add 6 egg yolks and 200 g, about 1 cup, of white sugar. Add 2 generous tablespoons of Kahlua coffee liqueur to give your tiramisu cream a rich flavor and aroma. This liqueur, with its delicious coffee taste and subtle vanilla notes, will elevate the entire experience of enjoying this classic Italian dessert. Beat the egg yolks and sugar with an electric hand mixer until you get a smooth and homogeneous cream. This step is crucial to ensure the ingredients blend perfectly, creating an ideal base for our tiramisu cream. Once the mixture has doubled in size and lightened in color, it's time to pasteurize the egg yolks. To do this, place the bowl over a saucepan of hot water, creating a bain-marie double boiler. Carefully and without stopping stirring, heat the yolks for about 4 to 5 minutes. Until they reach a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius 140 degrees Fahrenheit. During this process, you'll notice the cream starting to thicken little by little. This pasteurization step ensures food safety by eliminating any bacteria in the yolks, without compromising the texture or flavor of the tiramisu cream. Once the cream has thickened and reached the right temperature, it's ready to be used for this exquisite Italian dessert. You'll get a compact, delicious cream that combines just the right sweetness with the deep flavor of Kahlua coffee liqueur. Cover the cream with plastic wrap, making sure it touches the surface directly to prevent a skin from forming. Then let it cool completely, first at room temperature, then in the fridge. Once the cream is fully chilled, we move on to the next step. Beat the mascarpone cheese. For this recipe, you'll need 2 tubs, which is 500 g, about 2 cups, of cold mascarpone cheese. Mascarpone will bring a creamy, smooth texture to our tiramisu cream, perfectly complementing the other ingredients. Get ready to enjoy a cream that's truly irresistible and full of flavor in your next tiramisu dessert. Tiramisu cream is incredibly versatile. Not only is it the star of the classic dessert, but it can also be used to create fresh and delicious treats like frozen tiramisu. Let yourself be surprised by its unique flavor and flexibility. Once the mascarpone is nice and creamy, gently mix it with the cooled, thickened egg yolk mixture. Beat just enough to combine the ingredients, and that's it. Discover the authentic taste of this special recipe. By using pasteurized egg yolks in a bain-marie instead of cream, we achieve a classic and delicious result. If you loved this tutorial, let me know in the comments about your experience. And tell me what other desserts you've made using this amazing cream. Don't forget to share this recipe on your social media and bring a taste of Italy to everyone you love. Subscribe for more sweet delights and enjoy every single bite. In this recipe, we made use of the egg yolks. But don't worry, the egg whites also have a special place in baking. You can use them to make a delicious Italian, Swiss, or French meringue, which is perfect as a topping or filling for cakes, pavlovas, macarons, kisses, and many other desserts. On my channel, you'll find a wide variety of recipes where you can use egg whites in creative and delicious ways. Explore and discover all the possibilities this versatile ingredient has to offer. And don't go just yet, more incredible mascarpone recipes are coming up next. Now I have another spectacular and easy to make recipe for you. It's a delicious ripe banana cream that you can use in many different ways in your desserts. Here's the trick, you can create layered individual desserts using this cream. You just need to combine it with fresh fruit and crushed cookies to get an incredibly tasty and visually appealing result. In addition to avoiding food waste, you'll be offering your guests a versatile and delicious option. Take advantage of those ripe bananas and surprise everyone with your creative culinary creations. First step, clean 3 or 4 ripe bananas. Break the bananas and mash them using a fork until you get a banana puree, and set it aside for now. Prepare a saucepan and place it on the stove. Add 30 g, about 2 tablespoons, of butter or margarine and melt it a little. Add the mashed bananas, stir occasionally, and let it boil for 1 minute. Turn off the heat and add the juice of half a lemon, about 30 milliliters or 2 tablespoons. Pour in a little milk and stir to combine. Then add 3 egg yolks to thicken and give the mixture a creamy texture. While the banana puree is still hot, add 50 g, about 6 tablespoons, of cornstarch and mix a little. The cornstarch acts as a thickening agent, while the egg yolks contribute to the creaminess and smoothness of the preparation. Let me also tell you that you can substitute the cornstarch with 100 g, about 3/4 cup, of flour, and the egg yolks can be omitted. Add a generous teaspoon of vanilla extract and mix again. Add the rest of the milk, which in total should be 300 milliliters, about 1¼ cups. You can use warm or cold milk, depending on your preference. I usually use regular milk in this recipe, but you can also go for almond milk, soy milk, or skimmed milk depending on your dietary needs and preferences. Place the saucepan back on the heat and, without stopping stirring, boil the cream until it thickens well. Once thickened, pour the ripe banana cream into a container, preferably stainless steel or glass. Cover the cream with plastic wrap and let it cool for at least 2 hours. First leave it at room temperature, then store it in the fridge. This is how the banana cream should look, with a firm yet smooth consistency. You can beat it in a separate bowl to give it a bit more creaminess before using it to fill tartlets or homemade buns. If you want to make it even more flavorful, you can combine it with 250 g, about 1 cup, of mascarpone, like I do. The mix of banana cream and mascarpone results in a delicious cream with a firm texture and irresistible flavor. It will be the perfect addition to your homemade desserts. Definitely enjoy it to the fullest. You can take this banana cream to the next level by creating individual dessert cups with layers of crushed Oreo cookies, the delicious banana cream, and pieces of different types of fresh fruit. To assemble the cups, simply place a layer of crushed Oreos at the bottom, followed by a layer of banana cream, then add chopped fresh fruit of your choice, like strawberries, kiwis, red currants, or any fruit you love. Repeat the layers as desired, finishing with a layer of banana cream on top. These individual cups will be a visually stunning and delicious dessert that combines the smoothness and flavor of banana cream with the crunchiness of cookies and the freshness of fruit. Enjoy this exquisite and refreshing dessert, and don't go just yet, because coming up next are more amazing recipes with mascarpone, and you don't want to miss them. Mascarpone and mixed berry cream is the perfect dessert for any occasion, whether you're hosting a dinner, need a quick treat for guests, or just want to enjoy something sweet and elegant with minimal effort. Let me show you how to make this easy, delicious cream in just 3 minutes. We're going to need just a few ingredients. 250 milliliters, about 1 cup, of cold heavy cream, straight from the fridge. 250 g, about 8.8 ounces or 1 cup, of mascarpone cheese or a similar creamy cheese. 3 tablespoons of homemade mixed berry jam. You can also use store-bought if you're in a hurry, but if you have homemade, even better. Start by placing the cold heavy cream and the mascarpone in a large mixing bowl. Make sure both ingredients are cold, this helps the cream whip up faster and achieve a firmer consistency. Using an electric mixer, beat the mixture for about 2 minutes, starting on medium speed and gradually increasing. You'll notice the texture quickly changing, it becomes thick, smooth, and rich. Once the cream is starting to look fluffy and stable, it's time to add the flavor. 3 generous tablespoons of mixed berry jam. This will give the cream a beautiful natural color, a fruity touch, and just the right amount of sweetness. I like to use a homemade jam made with strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and red currants, but feel free to use your favorite blend. Add the jam and beat everything together for 1 more minute, just until it's fully incorporated. Don't overmix, we want to keep the cream airy and soft. And just like that, your mascarpone and berry cream is ready. This recipe is incredibly versatile. In just 3 minutes, you'll have a gorgeous cream that you can use to fill layer cakes or cupcakes, pipe into mini tartlets or puff pastry shells, create elegant dessert cups with layers of crushed cookies, sponge cake, or fresh fruit. Serve on its own in glasses with a sprinkle of granola or some whole berries on top. The flavor is rich, creamy, slightly tangy, and full of fruity notes. It's a total crowd pleaser, and the best part is how quick and simple it is to make. You can even prepare it ahead of time and store it in the fridge for a couple of days. Just give it a quick stir before using and it's good to go. Thank you so much for joining me today, and don't go just yet. Up next, I'll be showing you even more delicious recipes using mascarpone that you definitely don't want to miss. This 100% orange cream is truly delicious, fresh, and full of orange aroma and flavor. Once you try it, you'll want to keep it forever. A good cream always helps us so much when it comes to making homemade sweet creations. We can use it to fill sheet cakes, pastries, layered cakes, cupcakes, profiteroles, or even fill small dessert cups and improvise amazing desserts in just a few minutes. First step, cut 4 or 5 large oranges and squeeze them. You'll need 500 milliliters, about 2 cups plus 2 tablespoons, of orange juice. You can substitute the oranges with tangerines, it will be delicious either way. Prepare a saucepan or deep skillet and add 3 medium eggs. Add 100 g, about half a cup, of regular white sugar. You can also use less sugar or substitute it with brown sugar or a sweetener. Add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and stir lightly. Separately, in a small bowl, prepare 50 g, about 6 tablespoons, of cornstarch and dissolve it with a little orange juice. Mix well and set aside for now. If you want to substitute the cornstarch with all-purpose flour, use 100 g, about 3/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon. Now add all the orange juice to the saucepan with the eggs and mix well. Place the pan over medium heat, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and without stopping stirring, let the cream boil for 2 to 3 minutes. Then reduce the heat and add the orange juice plus cornstarch mixture. Let it boil for another 1 to 2 minutes, until it thickens nicely, and it's ready. Transfer the cream to a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap so it touches the surface, and let it cool completely. Once the cream is cold, continue with the recipe. Add 250 g, about 1 cup, of very cold heavy cream and whip for about 1 minute, or until soft peaks form. Add 1 tub of mascarpone cheese, that's 250 g, about 1 cup. You can substitute it with cream cheese, like Philadelphia. Beat for about 2 minutes. Next, you'll add the cooled and set orange cream. But first beat it separately in a bowl to give it some creaminess. Then add it to the mascarpone mixture. Now beat everything together for 1 to 2 minutes, just until fully combined, and it's done. You can make this cream a day in advance, and it will keep well in the fridge for up to 5 days. This cream is perfect for filling sheet cakes, pastries, layered cakes, cupcakes, profiteroles, or small dessert cups in multiple layers combined with different flavors. You can even use it to make a delicious ice cream by layering it with cookies. Note, this cream is not suitable for filling or covering fondant cakes. Nor is it good for multi-tiered cakes. It's tasty, affordable, and very easy to make. And don't go just yet, there are more mascarpone recipes coming up. You only need 3 ingredients and 3 minutes to make the perfect cream, ideal for those looking for a quick solution without compromising on quality. This mascarpone cream is a simple yet delicious mixture of whipping cream, mascarpone cheese, and powdered sugar. I'd love to know which country you're watching from as I start the recipe. Begin by adding 500 milliliters of chilled vegetable cream. I use Ambient Puratos brand. Ensuring the cream is very cold helps it whip up more quickly and efficiently. Next, add 2 tubs of mascarpone cheese, 500 g total. You can also substitute mascarpone with 500 g of Philadelphia-style cream cheese if needed. Finally, add 1 cup of powdered sugar. In just 3 minutes, you'll have a light, airy, and perfectly firm cream. Adjust the amount of powdered sugar based on your desired consistency. For a firmer texture, simply add more sugar and beat for a few additional seconds until fully incorporated. You can use any type of cream, whether it's of animal origin, whipping cream, or heavy cream, depending on what it's called in your country. This cream's mild flavor and light texture make it perfect for a variety of desserts such as cake fillings, cupcake toppings, or as a base for tiramisu. Ambient Puratos whipping cream and mascarpone cheese are high-quality ingredients that ensure excellent flavor and texture. Mascarpone cream is a great option for both professional chefs and home baking enthusiasts looking for a quick, tasty, and versatile component for their sweet creations. Support me by sharing my videos on your social media. I use large piping tips, Wilton's number 353, 1E, and 1M. The combination of vegetable cream and mascarpone creates a smooth, creamy texture perfect for adding a touch of elegance to any dessert. This versatile cream complements a wide range of desserts with its neutral, balanced flavor. To keep your mascarpone cream in optimal condition, store it in an airtight container in the refrigerator at or below 4 degrees Celsius 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The cream can last in the fridge for 3 to 5 days but is not recommended for freezing, as this can affect the texture and quality, causing it to separate and become grainy when thawed. Now let's move on to another amazing idea, a chocolate mascarpone cream that's smooth, rich, and perfect for decorating cakes and cupcakes. This cream is made with just 3 ingredients, no butter, no added sugar, and the result is absolutely delicious. Start by pouring 500 milliliters, about 2 cups, of very cold heavy cream into a large mixing bowl. Then add 2 tubs of mascarpone cheese, which is about 500 g, approximately 1.1 pounds, in total. Using a hand or stand mixer, beat on medium-high speed for 3 to 4 minutes, until you achieve a soft peak consistency. This is the texture you're looking for, smooth, slightly firm, and airy. The cream should hold its shape gently. Next step, melt 400 g, about 14 ounces, of chocolate with around 40% cocoa content, then let it cool slightly before using. Once cooled, pour the melted chocolate into the mascarpone mixture and mix just until combined. Don't overmix. Use a silicone spatula to scrape down the sides of the bowl, and finish folding gently. You can use a professional mixer for this cream too, it'll turn out even better, but make sure not to overwhip, or it could split. This mascarpone and chocolate cream is soft, stable, and incredibly tasty. It pipes beautifully with a pastry bag, holds its shape firmly, and the best part, it takes just a few minutes to make. It's the kind of recipe that makes your desserts look and taste bakery level, with minimal effort and maximum flavor. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, I've got more irresistible mascarpone-based recipes that you're going to love. Now I'm sharing a very special dessert with you that brings back so many childhood memories. This was my grandmother's recipe, the one she used to make for me, and it has always been my absolute favorite. The combination of soft, airy sponge cake with poppy seeds and coconut, topped with a silky mascarpone and condensed milk cream, is simply irresistible. We begin by beating 10 egg whites with a pinch of salt until soft peaks form. This step is crucial to achieving a light and airy base. Once the egg whites have doubled in volume, we gradually add 200 g, 1 cup, of sugar, beating continuously until we get a glossy and foamy texture. Next, we gently fold in the dry ingredients, 150 g, 1¼ cups, of poppy seeds, 100 g, 1 cup, of shredded coconut, and 3 tablespoons of flour, 24 g/0.85 ounces. We mix everything using gentle folding motions with a whisk or silicone spatula to keep as much air in the batter as possible. This is the key to getting a fluffy and delicate sponge. Preheat your oven to 170 degrees Celsius 350 degrees Fahrenheit and line a rectangular baking pan with parchment paper. Pour the batter into the pan, smooth it out gently, and bake at 170 degrees Celsius 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 35 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. For an even moister cake, you can add 3 tablespoons of milk. In a large bowl, beat 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of cold heavy cream until it starts to thicken. Then, add 2 packets of vanilla sugar, 8 g 0.3 ounces each, or 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, along with 200 milliliters, 7 ounces, of sweetened condensed milk, and continue beating until smooth. Next, incorporate 300 g, 10.5 ounces, of mascarpone, mixing just until fully combined. The mascarpone gives the cream an irresistible silky texture and a rich, fresh flavor that perfectly balances the cake's sweetness. To ensure a stable consistency, we hydrate 15 g, 0.5 ounces, of gelatin in 40 milliliters, 1.35 ounces, of cold water, let it sit for 5 minutes, then gently heat it until fully dissolved, making sure it doesn't boil. Add the dissolved gelatin to the cream while mixing at low speed to incorporate it evenly. Once the cake has completely cooled, spread a generous, even layer of cream over it, smoothing it out with a spatula. To finish, sprinkle shredded coconut, poppy seeds, or even fresh fruit for a beautiful and flavorful decoration. Then, trim the edges and cut into portions as desired. The result? A dessert that is delicate, creamy, and bursting with flavor, a perfect balance between lightness and richness. Ideal for any occasion, whether it's a casual family gathering, a weekend treat, or even a festive celebration. And don't forget, all the ingredients are written in the pinned comment and in the video description so you can easily check them anytime. Now let's move on to a super easy and delicious dessert you can make with ingredients you probably already have at home. We're making a two-tone pudding, creamy, smooth, beautiful, and so tasty you'll want to make it again and again. Start by grabbing a heavy-bottomed saucepan and pour in 1 liter, about 4¼ cups, of milk, 200 g, 1 cup, of regular white sugar, 60 g, about half a cup, of cornstarch. Whisk everything together until the ingredients are well combined. Then bring the mixture to a gentle boil over medium-high heat, stirring constantly until it thickens to a smooth, pudding-like consistency. Once thickened, divide the pudding evenly into 2 separate bowls. Cover one of the bowls with plastic wrap, making sure the plastic touches the surface of the pudding to prevent a skin from forming. To the second bowl, add 150 g, about 5 ounces, of chocolate and mix until it fully melts into the warm cream. Cover this bowl the same way, plastic directly on the surface, and let both mixtures cool for about 1 hour or until they reach room temperature. This is the texture you're aiming for, silky, smooth, and creamy. Now, for the white cream, here's an optional step to elevate the flavor even more. Add 250 g, about 1 cup, of mascarpone cheese. It gives the pudding an extra creamy texture and a delicious rich flavor. If you don't want to add cheese or simply don't have any on hand, you can mix in a few drops of flavor extract like vanilla or almond, or even stir in some shredded coconut for a tropical touch. Transfer both puddings into piping bags or zip-top bags, and start filling your serving cups or glasses, alternating thin layers of each color to create that beautiful two-tone effect. You can serve these puddings in individual glasses as I'm doing here, or in one large serving dish if you're preparing it for a family gathering. This dessert is rich, creamy, budget-friendly, and incredibly simple. Believe it or not, it's made with just 3 base ingredients: milk, sugar, and cornstarch. To create the duo effect, you only need to add a bit of chocolate, and that's it. It's an elegant, delicious dessert with 2 beautiful layers and a silky smooth texture. Look how creamy and soft this pudding is, absolutely irresistible. Now, for the decoration, I'm melting some chocolate with very hot cream and spooning about 3 teaspoons of this chocolate ganache over each cup. This step is totally optional, but it adds a beautiful finish. You could also decorate with chocolate sprinkles, a dusting of cocoa powder or cinnamon, whatever you like. To finish, I'm adding shredded coconut and white chocolate curls on top of the chocolate layer for extra texture and visual appeal. Refrigerate the cups for at least 1 hour before serving. This will help the layers set and give you that perfect chilled dessert. I hope you make this pudding often and that it becomes one of your go-to treats. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, please share it on your social media with your friends. It really helps my channel grow. Leave me a comment letting me know what country you're watching from, and tell me what twist you'd add to this recipe. And don't go just yet, more secret recipes are coming up next, and you won't want to miss them. Now we're going to prepare something very trendy and suitable for any occasion. This is an emerald velvet cake. The sponge is delicate, moist, and juicy. We're making it naturally, without adding any food coloring. Start by blending 270 g, about 9.5 ounces, of fresh spinach. Add 130 milliliters, about half a cup plus 1 tablespoon, of sunflower oil, and 25 milliliters, about 1.5 tablespoons, of lemon juice. Blend it carefully. It tends to splash a lot, so if you have a taller bowl, even better. Separately, mix 300 g, about 2.5 cups, of all-purpose flour with 15 g, about 1 tablespoon, of baking powder. Add 4 eggs and beat for about 2 minutes, then add 200 g, about 1 cup, of granulated sugar, that's about 11 tablespoons, and continue beating for around 7 minutes, or until the mixture is pale and has at least doubled in volume. This is the texture you're aiming for. Now add the blended spinach and fold it in gently using a spatula. You won't taste the spinach in the cake, not at all. The more tender the spinach, the softer and moister the sponge will be. It also gives it a naturally light green color. Add the flour and baking powder mixture, sifted directly over the batter. Gently fold everything together with smooth, circular movements. Don't overmix, just enough to combine. And the cake batter is ready. Preheat your oven to 160 degrees Celsius 320 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm using 3 18cm, about 7-inch, cake pans. If you don't have 3 similar pans, you can bake it all in one and later slice it into 3 layers. Another option is to bake one thin sheet in a baking tray, then cut out 3 equal circles using a round cutter. I'm adding frozen strawberries to each mold, this is optional. You can also add frozen blueberries or raspberries, or simply bake the sponge without any fruit. Bake the cakes at 160 degrees Celsius 320 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Use the toothpick test. If it comes out clean, your sponge is ready. Let them cool completely on a wire rack. Once they're fully cooled, I cut one of the sponges in half. You can absolutely use frozen spinach instead. Just keep in mind the green color will be less vibrant. Here you can see an example. I made this one using frozen spinach, without adding fruit, and I baked it in just 1 18cm, 7-inch, mold. The cake came out tall and juicy. I got 4 slices, each about 2.5 centimeters, 1 inch thick. I take one thin sponge layer, break it into small crumbs, remove the fruit pieces, and place it in the oven to dry at 90 degrees Celsius 195 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. Next, I'll show you how to prepare a mixed berry mousse. First, blend 300 g, about 2.5 cups, of mixed berries. Separately, hydrate 20 g, about 2.5 tablespoons, of unflavored gelatin in 100 milliliters, about 1/3 cup plus 1 tablespoon, of water and set aside. Strain the berry puree through a sieve to get a thick, smooth puree. You can add about 3 tablespoons of water while stirring to help it pass through. Add 70 g, about 1/3 cup or 5 tablespoons, of granulated sugar and heat the puree well until the sugar has completely dissolved. Remove from the heat, add 200 g, about 7 ounces, of white chocolate, stir well, and then add the hydrated gelatin. Mix until fully combined, transfer to another bowl, cover with plastic wrap, and let it cool for 30 minutes. Once the berry and chocolate puree is cool and slightly set, be careful not to let it harden too much. Whip up 350 milliliters, about 1.5 cups, of very cold heavy cream, and mix it with the fruit mixture. You can do this step with a hand mixer on low speed or simply using a whisk. This part is just to combine the whipped cream with the fruit and white chocolate puree. Now we're going to assemble the cake. I use a cake ring that's 6 centimeters, about 2.5 inches, tall, with plastic wrap on the bottom and a 10 centimeters, 4 inch, tall acetate strip inside. The ring measures 22 centimeters, about 8.5 inches, in diameter, while the sponge cakes are 18 centimeters, 7 inches, so there will be a 2 centimeters, about 3/4 inch, gap all around the sponge, which will fill with the berry mousse. Place one sponge layer at the bottom, spoon in a generous amount of mousse, and smooth it out evenly. Use a spatula to press the mousse around the edges so there are no air pockets. Place the thinner sponge layer in the middle, cover with the remaining mousse, and top with the final sponge layer. Press down gently and smooth out the sides with the spatula. Refrigerate the cake for at least 4 hours. While the cake is chilling, prepare a mascarpone cream to cover it. Add 250 g, about 1 cup, of mascarpone cheese, 100 milliliters, about 1/3 cup plus 1 tablespoon, of sweetened condensed milk, 150 milliliters, about 2/3 cup, of heavy cream, 50 g, about 1/3 cup, of powdered sugar. Beat everything together for 3 minutes on high speed, then transfer the cream to a piping bag. Keep it in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Unmold the cake and place it on the serving plate or cake stand. Cover the outside with the mascarpone cream. I recommend using a piping bag, or even a plastic bag, to make it easier to spread and smooth. Then decorate the sides of your cake with the sponge crumbs we dried earlier. And here we have this gorgeous emerald cake, filled with mascarpone cream and mixed berry mousse. We've achieved these beautiful colors without a single drop of food coloring. I'm decorating it with fresh sliced strawberries, raspberries, and a few mint leaves. If you love the beautiful world of baking and want to keep learning, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Share this tutorial with your friends, it really helps my channel grow. Thank you so much for your support. Be happy, take care, and don't go just yet, more sweet secrets are coming up next. Let's talk about ganache, one of the most beloved and versatile creams in the pastry world. Originally from France, ganache is a smooth blend of chocolate and cream that has conquered bakeries and kitchens all over the globe. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 incredible ganache recipes, each with its own flavor and personality: blackcurrant, coconut, chocolate with salted caramel, lemon, and more. If you're curious about pastry and want to learn how to make truly professional creams, you're in the right place, so let's jump into the recipes. With an irresistible fusion of flavors, this cream is perfect for filling macarons, cakes, cupcakes, tartlets, or profiteroles. It is a surprisingly simple recipe that requires very few ingredients and is suitable even for beginners in the kitchen. Tell me where in the world you're reading from while we prepare this delicious recipe. Leave me a comment and share how you plan to use this cream in your favorite desserts. Cook 300 g, 1½ cups, of sugar in a saucepan over medium-high heat until you get a golden caramel, making sure it doesn't burn. If you prefer a less sweet cream, you can reduce the amount of sugar in the recipe. This will adjust the sweetness level, allowing the caramel and chocolate flavors to stand out more without making the dessert overly sweet. Keep in mind that the amount of sugar also affects the texture, so reducing it may make the cream slightly less thick. Pour 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of warm or hot heavy cream over the caramel, stirring constantly, and cook over low heat until everything is well combined and lightly simmers. You can use either dairy or non-dairy heavy cream. It is recommended to use a cream with 36% fat for a richer and creamier texture. Add 50 g, 3½ tablespoons, of butter to the mixture and stir until you achieve a smooth and homogeneous texture. Remove from the heat, pour the mixture over 350 g, 12 ounces, of chopped dark chocolate, and beat with a whisk or a food processor until you get a smooth and glossy cream. Cover with plastic wrap, making sure it touches the surface, and let it cool first at room temperature and then in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. It is perfect for filling macarons. It is also ideal for cakes, tartlets, or even as individual desserts. I hope you enjoy preparing and savoring this delicious caramel and dark chocolate cream. With its unique flavor and versatility, it will surely become a staple in your kitchen. Don't hesitate to experiment with different desserts and share this recipe with your loved ones. I'm sure everyone will love it. Don't go just yet. I have another amazing recipe lined up for you, one of my favorites, Snickers cream. If you enjoyed this caramel and dark chocolate cream, you're going to love this one even more. Snickers cream is a creamy and delicious mixture, perfect for filling and covering cakes, profiteroles, individual desserts, or decorating cupcakes. It's ideal for peanut and chocolate lovers. Bring 350 milliliters, 1.5 cups, of heavy cream with 35% fat to a gentle boil. Once the foam rises, pour it into a bowl with 250 g, 8.8 ounces, of dark chocolate. Add 50 g, 1.76 ounces, of Nutella and 50 g, 1.76 ounces, of peanut butter. Finally, incorporate 300 g, 10.5 ounces, of mascarpone, at room temperature or cold. Use an immersion blender to mix all the ingredients until you get a smooth and homogeneous cream. If you prefer to simplify the process, you can add all the ingredients directly to the same saucepan where you boiled the cream and blend them there until integrated. This cream is perfect for filling and covering cakes, with an irresistible chocolate and peanut flavor. This smooth and manageable cream is ideal for frosting a cake that has been left to rest for a day. Place the unmolded cake on a base and clean the sides to collect and remove any excess cream. Add approximately half of the cream on top and, with a spatula, spread it from the center toward the edges. My cake measures 20 by 20 centimeters, 8 by 8 inches, and is 10 centimeters, 4 inches, tall. Then, apply portions of cream on the sides and smooth it out with the spatula to completely cover the cake. If you're a beginner and can't achieve a smooth finish, use a patterned cake comb to decorate the sides and top, achieving a well-coated cake in 1 or 2 minutes. Once I finish covering the cake, I store it in the fridge. Cover the remaining cream with plastic wrap to prevent it from forming a crust and leave it out of the fridge so it stays soft and ready to decorate the cake later. I take the cake out of the fridge, and as you can see, the cream has hardened completely. When touched, it feels firm and consistent. I fill a piping bag with the remaining Snickers cream, use a large 1E tip, and start decorating the cake. Notice the perfect texture of the cream, smooth, shiny, and easy to work with. Finally, I decorate the cake with golden, white, and pink sprinkles, adding an elegant touch that enhances its presentation. The result is spectacular. Snickers cream can be stored in an airtight container in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. It's important to leave it at room temperature for 30 minutes before use, or slightly heat it in the microwave or a water bath if necessary, depending on your home's temperature. It can also be frozen for up to 1 month. To use it, thaw it in the fridge and then adjust its texture as mentioned before. Among its benefits, its versatile texture stands out, smooth for spreading and firm for decorations, perfect for covering and filling cakes. Its flavor is balanced, with the sweetness of chocolate and Nutella complemented by the salty touch of peanut butter, achieving a delicious result. Thank you so much for watching this frosting. But don't go just yet, we still have 6 ganache recipes coming up, each with different flavors and textures. In the world of pastry, coffee ganache stands out for its perfect harmony, delighting the most discerning palates. This super delicious dessert can be prepared with just 3 ingredients, with no added sugar and no butter. With just 2 simple steps, it becomes a quick and easy option for any occasion. Its smooth and creamy texture makes it an ideal ingredient for a wide range of treats, including individual desserts in cups with cookies or fresh fruit, decoration for a rich ice cream, cakes, cupcakes, cookies, and macarons. In addition to its versatility and freshness, its intense and aromatic flavor adds a gourmet touch to any creation. I would be so happy if you tell me from which country you're watching me as I start the recipe. Prepare 1½ cups, 350 milliliters, of fresh cream with 38% fat content or heavy whipping cream. Prepare and weigh 12 ounces, 350 g, of white chocolate. I use compound chocolate or baking chocolate, but you can use any type of higher quality chocolate according to your preference. In a small saucepan, heat the 1½ cups, 350 milliliters, of fresh cream or heavy whipping cream over medium heat until it begins to boil. It's important to pay attention and stir constantly to avoid the cream burning. Remove it from the heat just before it boils completely. Pour the cream over the white chocolate and let it rest for about 2 minutes so that the heat from the cream melts the chocolate. With a spatula or a hand whisk, gently mix the cream and chocolate until you get a smooth and homogeneous mixture. Make sure all the chocolate is completely melted and well incorporated. Add 2 tablespoons of instant coffee and stir well until the coffee is completely dissolved. You can also use an immersion blender or food processor as I usually do to ensure a smooth and homogeneous mixture. Transfer the mixture of the 3 ingredients to another bowl and cover it with plastic wrap. Let the mixture come to room temperature, then store it in the refrigerator until you need the coffee ganache. You can prepare it a day ahead. Once cold, whip the ganache until you achieve the desired texture, which can be soft or very firm, depending on how long you beat it. If it happens that you overbeat it or it becomes too firm, don't worry. You can fix it. Slowly add a tablespoon of cream at a time and stir manually with a spoon or whisk until the ganache becomes smooth and creamy again. Use a large Wilton 353 tip and a Wilton 1M tip. Now that you've prepared your delicious coffee ganache with no added sugar and no butter, it's time to enjoy it. Use it as a filling for cakes, sheet cakes, as a topping for cupcakes, or to make delicious desserts in glasses with cookies and red fruits. You can also serve it over ice cream for a refreshing dessert. And there you have it. With these simple steps, you can prepare irresistibly delicious coffee ganache that will surely become the star of your favorite desserts. Let me share with you some interesting details about this coffee ganache that you might find surprising. Did you know that ganache can be used for more than just filling and frosting? It can also be poured over cakes and desserts as a glaze, or even whipped into a mousse for a rich, airy treat. Heavy cream can be stored for up to a week past its expiration date if kept unopened and refrigerated. Just be sure to check for any sour smell before use. Ganache texture changes depending on the chocolate-to-cream ratio. For a thicker ganache, perfect for filling cakes, use more chocolate. For a softer one, great for glazing, use more cream. Did you know ganache can be made with any type of chocolate? Dark, milk, or white chocolate all create different flavors and textures, so you can customize it to match your dessert. Ganache was accidentally invented. It's believed to have been discovered by a French pastry chef in the 19th century when cream was mistakenly poured over chocolate, creating a smooth, glossy consistency. You can freeze ganache for later use. Just store it in an airtight container in the freezer, and when you're ready to use it, let it thaw and whip it back to the perfect consistency. Instant coffee dissolves better in warm liquids. Adding it to the cream helps it blend smoothly into the ganache, intensifying the coffee flavor without leaving any gritty texture. Did you know that ganache has a shelf life? If stored in the fridge, it can last up to 5 days, and it will stay good for about a month if frozen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell to stay updated with all my new videos. You can support me by sharing my videos on your social media accounts. In the world of baking, coconut ganache shines with its perfect balance of exotic sweetness and irresistible creaminess, conquering the most refined palates. Prepare 1½ cups, 12 fluid ounces, of plant-based cream. I usually use the brand Ambient Puratos. Pour the cream into a small saucepan and heat it over medium heat until it begins to simmer. You can also opt for fresh cream with 38% fat or heavy whipping cream. It's crucial to keep an eye on the cream to prevent it from burning. Remove it from the heat just before it reaches a full boil. While the cream is heating, finely chop 12 ounces, 350 grams, of white chocolate or use white chocolate chips if you prefer, like I do, and place them in a heat-resistant bowl. Add 4 tablespoons of coconut milk to the bowl with the white chocolate. Pour the hot cream over the chocolate and let the heat melt the white chocolate for a few seconds. Stir with a spoon until the mixture is smooth and then use a handheld blender to ensure a silky and creamy texture for the coconut ganache. The consistency of ganache depends on the chocolate-to-cream ratio. A higher chocolate content makes it thicker, perfect for truffles or cake fillings, while more cream creates a pourable glaze. Transfer the ganache to a bowl and cover it with plastic wrap. Let it cool in the refrigerator for at least an hour. If you want a firmer consistency, you can add more white chocolate to the ganache. It's crucial to allow the ganache to cool so it reaches the desired texture before using it in your favorite desserts. After cooling, whip the ganache until it reaches a firm and perfect texture. This ganache is versatile and can be used in many ways. Use it as a filling for cakes, a topping for cupcakes, a drip for fresh fruits, or simply serve it as a refreshing dessert. Its smooth and silky consistency makes it the ideal complement for a variety of desserts, from elegant cakes to delicate macarons and exquisite truffles. Because of its versatility and the tropical touch it brings, it has become a must-have for sweet lovers seeking a unique and memorable gourmet experience. Ganache was created in France in the mid-19th century, though its exact origin is debated. The word ganache comes from the French term for fool or clumsy, as legend has it that it was accidentally discovered when a pastry apprentice poured hot cream over chocolate. The mixture turned out to be a smooth, velvety cream instead of a disaster. Color the coconut ganache with gel food coloring if you like. Ganache is considered a fundamental recipe in French pastry. Its versatility makes it an essential component in many desserts, such as truffles, cakes, tarts, and fillings. Some of the world's most famous pastry chefs, like Pierre Hermé and Dominique Ansel, use ganache in their creations. It's a key ingredient in luxurious desserts and is often adapted with unique flavor pairings. I use a Wilton 1M piping tip and a large 1E piping tip, but of course use the piping tips you like the most. Ganache is often associated with high-end desserts because it requires high-quality chocolate to achieve its signature smooth texture and rich flavor. While its roots are French, ganache is used in cuisines worldwide, proving its universal appeal. Pastry chefs often refer to ganache as their secret weapon due to its ability to elevate the taste and appearance of any dessert. I hope you enjoyed this delicious and easy recipe. I'd love to know what tutorials you'd like to see on my channel in the future. Your comments and suggestions for my upcoming recipes would be greatly appreciated. In the world of pastry, blackcurrant ganache stands out for its perfect harmony, delighting even the most demanding palates. This dessert is a delicious sophistication that can be prepared with just 3 ingredients, without added sugar and without butter. In just 2 simple steps, it becomes a quick and easy option for any occasion. Its smooth and creamy texture makes it ideal for a variety of delights, from individual desserts in cups with cookies and fresh fruit to decorations for ice cream, cakes, cupcakes, or filling cookies and macarons. In addition to its versatility and freshness, its intense and fruity flavor adds a gourmet touch to any creation. This has made it an undisputed favorite among sweet enthusiasts, elevating even the simplest recipes to a superior level of sophistication. I would be very happy if you could write me from which country you are watching while I start the recipe. The first step is to prepare the blackcurrant jam. Here I have 250 grams /8.8 oz of frozen blackcurrants harvested from my garden last year. Add half a glass of water, 100 milliliters /3.4 fluid ounces, to the currants and let them boil for 2 minutes. If you don't have currants, you can use blueberries or raspberries as an alternative. In a small saucepan, heat 300 milliliters /10.1 fluid ounces of fresh cream, 38% fat, or heavy cream, over medium heat until it begins to boil. It is important to pay attention to avoid burning the cream. Remove it from the heat just before it boils completely. Meanwhile, prepare and weigh 350 grams /12.3 oz of white chocolate. I use substitute or pastry chocolate, but you can use any higher quality chocolate according to your preference. If you prefer, you can opt for sugar-free white chocolate. In a food processor, first place the white chocolate, then the very hot blackcurrant jam, and finally the very hot cream. Let it rest for a few seconds, cover, and blend for 1 minute. You can also perform this step by blending the mixture with an immersion blender. Transfer the mixture of the 3 ingredients to another bowl and cover it with plastic wrap. Let the mixture come to room temperature and then store it in the fridge until needed. The blackcurrant ganache can be perfectly prepared a day in advance. Shine in texture. When cooled, ganache acquires a smooth and shiny texture. This shine is due to the fat content in the cream and the cocoa in the chocolate. Adjustable texture. The texture of ganache can be easily modified. If you want a firmer ganache, you can increase the ratio of chocolate. If you prefer a softer, creamier one, add more cream. Once chilled, beat the ganache until you achieve the desired texture. This ganache is perfect for filling macarons or cookies as is, without beating. If you want an even firmer texture, you can add more white chocolate. Now beat the ganache to achieve a creamy and smooth texture with which you can decorate your cupcakes, fill sponge cakes, buns, or use this delicious ganache to create a perfect and delicious dessert as I show you below. For decorating, I use piping tips from number 1, tip number 36, and the 1M tip from Wilton. Ganache was invented in France in the 19th century, although there are several stories about its origin. One popular legend says it was created by accident when an apprentice pastry chef accidentally spilled hot cream over chocolate. The angry master chef called him a ganache, which in French means fool or clumsy. However, after tasting the mixture, they realized it was delicious, and this famous cream was born. It is believed that ganache was popularized in the 1850s by Paul Siraudin, a famous pastry chef in Paris. Since then, it has become an essential element in French pastry and worldwide. In many chocolate shops, ganache is the secret behind the smooth and delicious fillings of bonbons. Depending on the ratio of chocolate to cream, the firmness can be adjusted to achieve different types of fillings. To use the ganache and make the dessert as I show you, follow these steps. Dip some ladyfinger cookies in blackcurrant juice, fill them with ganache using the Wilton 1M tip, and close with another cookie forming a sandwich. Place the sandwich sideways in an elongated cupcake liner. In haute cuisine and renowned pastry shops, ganache is used to make mirror glazes that cover cakes with a perfectly smooth and shiny finish. It is a technique that requires precision, but the result is impressive. Then close and decorate with another layer of ganache, forming a nice decoration. You will get an exquisite dessert in an instant. For an even simpler yet equally delicious option, you can just add a single layer of this creamy ganache and top it with even more fresh berries for a beautiful, fruity finish. Please let me know in the comments if you're planning to try this recipe and what kind of dessert you're going to make with it. I can't wait to see your creative ideas and hear how you've used this ganache to elevate your treats. Decorate the dessert with red currants and fresh mint. On my channel, you can also find a delicious extra firm lemon ganache, perfect with 3 ingredients and no added refined sugar. I also have an exquisite and super firm coffee ganache for use in your desserts. I invite you to explore my channel, where you'll find a variety of delicious ganache recipes, frostings, and buttercreams that are perfect for any occasion. From fruity, light toppings to rich and indulgent fillings, there's something for everyone. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned baker, my videos will guide you step by step with easy-to-follow instructions and tips to help you achieve the perfect texture and flavor every time. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on new recipe ideas and creative inspiration for your baking projects. Join our community of dessert enthusiasts, and let's make every cake, cupcake, and cookie extra special with unique, homemade frostings. In the world of pastry, lemon ganache shines with its perfect harmony of sweetness and acidity, delighting even the most refined palates. Its smooth and creamy texture makes it an ideal ingredient for a wide range of desserts, including cakes, cupcakes, cookies, and macarons. Thanks to its versatility and freshness, it is an undisputed favorite among sweet lovers. In a small saucepan, heat 300 milliliters, 1¼ cups, of fresh cream, 36% fat, or heavy whipping cream over medium heat until it starts to boil. It is important to pay attention to avoid burning the cream and to remove it from the heat just before it fully boils. Grate a lemon and squeeze its juice. Ganache is believed to have been invented in France around the mid-19th century. The word ganache originally meant fool or moron in French, named after a mistake made when hot cream was accidentally poured over chocolate. Although it originated in France, ganache became widely popular in the United States in the 1980s as the trend for gourmet chocolate desserts grew. While the cream is heating up, finely chop 300 g, 10.5 ounces, of white chocolate or use white chocolate chips if you prefer, just like I do, and place it in a bowl. Then, add the lemon zest and juice to the mixture. Optionally, add half a teaspoon of turmeric to give a different color and flavor to your ganache. Add the 300 milliliters, 1¼ cups, of very hot cream and whisk until the chocolate melts completely. You can also mix the chocolate and cream with a spatula or a wooden spoon, stirring until you get a smooth and homogeneous consistency. Transfer the ganache to a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it cool for an hour. If you prefer an even firmer consistency, you can add more white chocolate. It is important to let the ganache cool to achieve the desired texture before using it in your favorite desserts. Now, whip the ganache until you get a firm and perfect texture. Whipping lemon ganache is a crucial step to achieve a light and airy texture, perfect for frosting cakes or piping onto cupcakes. To whip the ganache properly, make sure it has completely cooled and thickened in the fridge for at least an hour, ideally 2. If you whip it while it's still warm, the mixture can split, causing the fat to separate. When you're ready, use a hand mixer or stand mixer with a whisk attachment. Start on a low speed to avoid splattering and gradually increase to medium-high. Be cautious not to overwhip it, this can quickly turn your smooth, glossy ganache into a grainy and stiff mixture. The ideal consistency should be soft peaks, where the ganache holds its shape but still looks creamy and glossy. If you accidentally overwhip and it becomes grainy, you can gently fold in a little more warm cream to help bring back its smooth texture. For added stability, especially in warmer climates, you can chill your mixing bowl and whisk attachment beforehand, which helps keep the ganache cool as you whip. The entire process should take about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the temperature and the amount of ganache. Once it's whipped, it's ready to use immediately or can be stored in the fridge and briefly re-whipped before using if needed. For decorating, use a large piping tip like Wilton 353, 1E, or 1M. You can use this ganache according to your preference. Now that you have prepared your delicious lemon ganache, it is time to enjoy it. Use it as a filling for cakes, a topping for cupcakes, a drip for fresh fruits, or simply serve it over ice cream for a refreshing dessert. And there you have it. With these simple steps, you can prepare an irresistibly delicious lemon ganache that will surely be the star of your favorite desserts. You can freeze lemon ganache for up to 3 months. Store it in an airtight container, and when ready to use, let it thaw overnight in the refrigerator before whipping it again. Now, I'll show you how to make a delicious lemon ice cream sandwich using this same ganache. I instantly turned it into a dessert that everyone loves. I always keep a pack of wafer cookies at home and simply layered each cookie with a spread of ganache until forming a cake with several layers, specifically 9 layers of colorful wafer cookies. It's just a simple but delightful idea. Pop them in the freezer for about 30 minutes until the ganache firms up. The classic ganache recipe consists of just 2 ingredients, chocolate and cream. The ratio of these two determines its use, whether as a glaze, filling, or frosting. There are various types of ganache, such as dark, milk, and white chocolate ganache. White chocolate ganache is often used for flavor variations like lemon, raspberry, or matcha. Ganache can be used as a filling for truffles, a glaze for cakes, a frosting for cupcakes, or even as a dip for fruits. The temperature of the ganache affects its texture. When warm, it's pourable and perfect for glazes. When cooled, it becomes thick and can be whipped for a fluffy frosting. Emulsification. The smooth and glossy texture of ganache is achieved through emulsification, where the fat from the chocolate and the liquid from the cream are blended together. Unlike buttercream, ganache does not require sugar as a stabilizer, making it less sweet and allowing the chocolate or added flavor, like lemon, to stand out more prominently. The result is a quick and easy lemon ice cream sandwich, creamy, tangy, and perfect for a hot day. Filled with this rich and fresh white chocolate ganache. My dessert turned out exquisite and very beautiful to look at. Don't go yet, there are still 2 recipes left, and they're going to surprise you. Today, we're making a rich and indulgent dark chocolate and Coca-Cola ganache, without cream and without condensed milk. Ganache is one of the most delicious and versatile chocolate creams you can use in baking. It's perfect as a filling, glaze, or decoration for cakes, pastries, and desserts. Before we start, remember that I always mention both measurement systems, European and American, so you don't have to worry about conversions. Start by adding a teaspoon of regular white sugar and 40 grams, 1.4 ounces, of honey to a saucepan. Prepare 100 milliliters, 3.4 fluid ounces, of Coca-Cola and set it aside for now. Heat the sugar and honey over medium-low heat for about 1 to 2 minutes, stirring carefully to avoid burning the caramel. Pour in the 100 milliliters, 3.4 fluid ounces, of Coca-Cola and let it boil for about 30 seconds. Then, remove it from the heat. Now, take 250 grams, 8.8 ounces, of dark chocolate. I use chocolate drops, but if you're using a chocolate bar, chop it into small pieces for easier melting. Pour the hot Coca-Cola caramel over the chocolate and let it sit for a few seconds. At first, when you start stirring, the mixture might look separated or curdled, but don't worry. As the chocolate melts, it will come together into a smooth, velvety cream. Add 50 grams, 1.8 ounces, of butter and continue stirring until everything is fully melted and you achieve a glossy, silky ganache. Let it rest at room temperature, covered with plastic wrap touching the surface, until it reaches your desired consistency. Look at this creamy texture. I let mine sit for an hour. This medium consistency ganache is ideal for filling cakes and desserts or for piping decorations. Now, I'll show you another use. I set aside a tablespoon of ganache, warmed it for a few seconds in the microwave, and look at that beautiful shine and drip. Perfect for decorating a drip cake. Once fully set, this ganache is also great for making delicious chocolate truffles. It stays stable at room temperature for at least 5 hours, and in the fridge, it lasts up to 2 weeks when properly covered. If it hardens, simply reheat it briefly in the microwave or use a double boiler, stirring well to restore its creamy texture. Ganache has been a staple in pastry making for over a century, known for its smooth, velvety texture and rich chocolate flavor. Traditionally made with cream, this version replaces it with Coca-Cola, creating a truly unique taste experience. What makes Coca-Cola such an interesting ingredient? Its signature blend of caramelized sugar, slight acidity, and subtle spice notes, like vanilla and cinnamon, enhances the depth of dark chocolate. The carbonation disappears during cooking, but it leaves behind a delicate sweetness and a hint of complexity that you won't find in classic ganache. The result? A glossy, silky smooth ganache with a slightly caramelized chocolate taste, a touch of unexpected richness, and just a whisper of that signature Coca-Cola aroma. It's perfect for those who love experimenting with flavors and want to surprise their guests with a ganache that's not only delicious but also one of a kind. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment telling me what you think, and share this tutorial with your friends. That way, you'll help my channel grow. Just one recipe left, and it's the most surprising and basic one. Don't go yet. Today, I'll show you how to make a delicious milk chocolate ganache using a 1-to-1 ratio, which means we'll use the same amount of heavy cream and chocolate to achieve a creamy and versatile texture, perfect for filling and decorating desserts. I'd love to know where you're watching from, so leave me a comment while I start the recipe. For this recipe, we need 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of heavy cream with 35% fat content, and 500 grams, 18 ounces, of milk chocolate couverture. You can also choose other types of chocolate depending on the texture and flavor you want to achieve. To start, pour the heavy cream into a saucepan and heat it over medium heat until it begins to boil. It's important not to let it boil too much, just until the first bubbles appear around the edges and in the center. Meanwhile, place the chopped chocolate in a heat-proof bowl, and once the cream is hot, pour it directly over the chocolate. Let it sit for a few moments so the heat can melt the chocolate, then mix with a spatula or whisk until everything is fully incorporated and you have a smooth, glossy cream. Once ready, cover the surface with plastic wrap, ensuring it makes contact with the ganache to prevent a crust from forming. Let it sit at room temperature until it cools down, then place it in the refrigerator to finish chilling and achieve the right texture. Once cold, you'll see that the ganache has a thick and creamy consistency, perfect for filling eclairs, macarons, or covering cakes and tarts. If we were to use dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate, the result would be firmer due to the higher cocoa content. If we want a more airy ganache, perfect for piping decorations, we'll add 250 milliliters, 1 cup, of cold heavy cream directly into the chilled ganache and beat it with a hand mixer on medium-high speed until the mixture lightens in color, becomes fluffier, and reaches a firmer texture. This is ideal for decorating cupcakes, cakes, and other desserts. To show the ganache's texture, I use large piping tips like the 1E, the classic 1M from Wilton, and a shell tip. These allow you to create rosettes, decorative borders, and well-defined details, demonstrating the stability and creaminess of the ganache. This gives cakes, cupcakes, and other desserts an elegant and professional finish. To store it properly, we can keep it in an airtight container in the refrigerator, where it will stay fresh for up to 5 days. If we want to store it for a longer time, we can also freeze it, and in that case, it will last up to 3 months. To reuse it, simply let it thaw in the fridge and, if necessary, beat it lightly to restore its texture. And just like that, we have a delicious and versatile milk chocolate ganache that you can use for fillings and decorations. Buttercream, also known as buttercream frosting, is a fundamental preparation in pastry, originating from European cuisine. Over time, the recipe has evolved and diversified, adapting to the tastes and preferences of different culinary cultures. I will now show you how to prepare this delicious and stable buttercream. I would be very happy if you write to me and tell me which country you are watching from as I begin the recipe. Buttercream with condensed milk is made in a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning 1 part butter and 1 part condensed milk. Ingredients: 250 g unsalted butter, 82% fat, 8.8 ounces. Remove the butter from the fridge and let it sit at room temperature until it is soft but not melted, meaning at a spreadable consistency. This is the texture it should have. Prepare 250 g of sweetened condensed milk, 8.8 ounces. Make sure to use sweetened condensed milk for baking and not the condensed milk used to sweeten coffee. Start a timer. Place the butter in a large bowl and use an electric mixer at high speed. Beat the butter for 12 to 15 minutes until it turns white and increases in volume. Buttercream, with its rich history and multiple applications, remains a favorite in world pastry. Whether you are decorating a cake for a special occasion or simply enjoying a cupcake at home, this versatile cream will surely elevate any dessert. It is a perfect base for fondant, often used as a base layer before applying fondant to cakes. It helps the fondant adhere better and provides a smooth surface. One of the most common uses of buttercream is as a frosting for cakes. It can be easily smoothed for a clean finish or textured to achieve different decorative effects. Start the timer again and add the condensed milk in a thin stream while continuing to beat at medium-high speed. Mix until you obtain a smooth, stable, shiny, and delicious cream. Buttercream is ideal for filling cake layers. Its creamy texture and ability to hold its shape make it perfect for this purpose. It is very popular in cupcake decoration, as it can be piped using different nozzles to create beautiful designs such as rosettes, stars, flowers, leaves, and other motifs. It is perfect for applying edible rice paper toppers, fondant decorations, or chocolate embellishments. Its ability to keep decorations in place without melting or collapsing is invaluable. In addition to its use in cakes and cupcakes, buttercream can also be used in other desserts such as tarts, eclairs, or macarons. Buttercream can be tinted in different colors and flavored with a variety of essences and flavors, allowing for great customization. For example, add fresh strawberry puree or strawberry essence to the mix for a delicious fruity flavor. Incorporate lemon zest and a bit of lemon juice for a citrusy and refreshing taste. Dissolve instant coffee in a small amount of hot water and add it to the mixture for a coffee touch. This buttercream recipe is versatile and easy to customize, perfect for giving a special touch to your baking creations. Try different flavors and enjoy a delicious and smooth buttercream. Look at the perfect texture of this cream. I have beaten it for a long time, and as you can see, it does not split. This cream is made with regular butter containing 82% fat. Now I want to show you how to achieve a deep red color, one of the most difficult colors to obtain in baking. First, I separate a small amount of buttercream and add a generous amount of gel food coloring. Then, I mix well and let the mixture rest for a few minutes. After that, I add more coloring and mix again. To achieve a strong red, it is necessary to add a large amount of gel food coloring, mix, let it rest, and repeat the process until the desired shade is obtained. Buttercream can be stored in the refrigerator for at least a week. It also stays perfect for several hours outside the fridge if it is not too hot or exposed to direct sunlight. In winter, leave the butter out of the fridge the night before. In summer, 1 or 2 hours beforehand will be enough. If you are not going to use it immediately, you can freeze it. When needed, let it thaw in the fridge, then leave it at room temperature for at least an hour and beat it again to restore its creaminess. Buttercream, with its unique history and multiple applications, continues to be a favorite in world pastry. Whether you are decorating a cake for a special occasion or simply enjoying a cupcake at home, this versatile cream will surely elevate any dessert. You can support me by sharing my videos on your social media accounts. Thank you very much, and see you soon. Are you one of those who just can't seem to get meringue right? If so, stay with me because this tutorial is especially for you, where I'll share all the tricks to achieving an extra firm and glossy Swiss meringue. Meringue consists of egg whites and sugar. It is a light and airy or crispy preparation, depending on its final use and the type of cooking applied. Meringue is a great way to use leftover egg whites from other pastry preparations. It can be used for filling and decorating cakes and pastries, or baked into small bites, resulting in a delicious sweet treat that is also gluten-free. To prepare a perfect Swiss meringue, just follow a few simple steps. While they must be followed carefully, especially regarding temperatures, they are easy to execute. Add 500 grams, 2.5 cups, of sugar and 250 grams, 8.8 ounces, about 7 egg whites, of egg whites. We will start by preparing a saucepan with a little water, which we will bring to a boil. On top, place a bowl that fits snugly over the saucepan, containing the egg whites and sugar. Stir with a spatula or whisk while heating in a double boiler. Controlling the temperature with a kitchen thermometer until the sugar dissolves. Stir continuously, ensuring it does not exceed 60 to 65 degrees Celsius, 140 to 149 degrees Fahrenheit, as higher temperatures will cause the egg whites to coagulate. Mix for 4 to 5 minutes, if using more than 7 egg whites. Remember that the time will increase. If you don't have a thermometer, do the finger test. Take a small sample of the mixture and rub it between your fingers. You should feel that it is very hot, almost burning, and free of sugar grains. Once the sugar has completely dissolved in the egg whites, transfer the mixture to a stand mixer bowl with a whisk attachment. You can also use a handheld mixer, although the process will take longer. Start beating at medium-high or high speed until the egg whites begin to whip and the meringue cools completely, becoming firm and glossy. As you can see, I set a timer to show you exactly how many minutes are needed to achieve this extra firm Swiss meringue texture. I stop the mixer at 10 minutes of beating and show you that this Swiss meringue can already be used to make meringue kisses or pavlova. A good test to confirm that the meringue is fully whipped is that it forms a peak like this, also known as a parrot's beak. To achieve an extra firm texture, I will beat the meringue for 5 more minutes and add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now I have achieved the texture and firmness I was looking for. With this extra firm meringue, you can fill cakes, sheet cakes, and layer cakes. You can cover cakes and decorate them using piping bags. This extra firm Swiss meringue holds its sheet beautifully when piped and maintains its decoration for several days. It is ideal for decorating cupcakes and all kinds of individual pastries. This meringue can be colored with gel or powdered food coloring. If you add room temperature unsalted butter to this meringue and continue beating for a few more minutes, you will achieve Swiss buttercream. What are the advantages of Swiss meringue? It is more stable than French meringue and easier to make than Italian meringue. Since the sugar dissolves into the egg whites with heat, regular granulated sugar works perfectly. There is no need for powdered sugar. You will never notice sugar granules in your mouth. Now, I will give you some tricks to achieve this extra firm Swiss meringue. Trick 1. Eggs should always be at room temperature, as they retain air better and whip up more easily. Trick 2. Always use fresh egg whites, avoid pasteurized egg whites sold in cartons. While these will still whip, they will not give the same volume as fresh egg whites. Trick 3. Use a metal or glass bowl. This may seem like a small detail, but it makes a big difference. Metal and glass are smooth, non-porous materials, which means that once clean, they are perfectly ready to use. Trick 4. To separate egg whites from yolks, I recommend doing it one at a time in a separate bowl. To make it clearer, I crack the egg into a cup, placing the yolk in one cup and the white in another. Then, I transfer the egg white to the mixing bowl. Why do I do this? Because if a yolk accidentally breaks, it won't ruin all the other egg whites. The piping tips I use for decorating are the large 353 tip, the 1E tip, the Wilton 1M tip. And for creating beautiful and unique roses. Here is my trick and the easiest way to achieve them. Paint a line inside the piping bag using gel food coloring with a long skewer. And then fill the piping bag with extra firm meringue. Once you have inserted the rose piping tip, you will get stunning roses with minimal food coloring use. Now, I will give you my final trick and tip. Trick 5. The amount of sugar should be double the weight of the egg whites. Therefore, it is best to weigh the egg whites to ensure you are adding the exact amount of sugar. For this reason, some meringue recipes list the ingredients in grams. For example, 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, about 4 egg whites, of egg whites. With 200 grams, 1 cup, of sugar. And that concludes my 5 tricks for achieving a firm and glossy meringue. Remember that the method will vary depending on the type of meringue you want and its purpose. But these 5 tricks are universal, so keep them in mind whenever making meringue. Today, I'll show you how to make a delicious milk chocolate ganache using a 1-to-1 ratio, which means we'll use the same amount of heavy cream and chocolate to achieve a creamy and versatile texture, perfect for filling and decorating desserts. I'd love to know where you're watching from, so leave me a comment while I start the recipe. For this recipe, we need 500 milliliters, 2 cups, of heavy cream with 35% fat content, and 500 grams, 18 ounces, of milk chocolate couverture. You can also choose other types of chocolate depending on the texture and flavor you want to achieve. To start, pour the heavy cream into a saucepan and heat it over medium heat until it begins to boil. It's important not to let it boil too much, just until the first bubbles appear around the edges and in the center. Meanwhile, place the chopped chocolate in a heat-proof bowl, and once the cream is hot, pour it directly over the chocolate. Let it sit for a few moments so the heat can melt the chocolate, then mix with a spatula or whisk until everything is fully incorporated and you have a smooth, glossy cream. Once ready, cover the surface with plastic wrap, ensuring it makes contact with the ganache to prevent a crust from forming. Let it sit at room temperature until it cools down, then place it in the refrigerator to finish chilling and achieve the right texture. Once cold, you'll see that the ganache has a thick and creamy consistency, perfect for filling eclairs, macarons, or covering cakes and tarts. If we were to use dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate, the result would be firmer due to the higher cocoa content. If we want a more airy ganache, Perfect for piping decorations, we'll add 250 milliliters, 1 cup, of cold heavy cream directly into the chilled ganache and beat it with a hand mixer on medium-high speed until the mixture lightens in color, becomes fluffier, and reaches a firmer texture. This is ideal for decorating cupcakes, cakes, and other desserts. To show the ganache's texture, I use large piping tips like the 1E, the classic 1M from Wilton, and a shell tip. These allow you to create rosettes, decorative borders, and well-defined details, demonstrating the stability and creaminess of the ganache. This gives cakes, cupcakes, and other desserts an elegant and professional finish. To store it properly, we can keep it in an airtight container in the refrigerator, where it will stay fresh for up to 5 days. If we want to store it for a longer time, we can also freeze it, and in that case, it will last up to 3 months. To reuse it, simply let it thaw in the fridge and, if necessary, beat it lightly to restore its texture. And just like that, we have a delicious and versatile milk chocolate ganache that you can use for fillings and decorations. In this video, I will show you how to make a delicious extra firm strawberry cream in just 5 minutes, without using butter or refined sugar. A good cream is essential for our homemade sweet creations, and this strawberry cream is perfect for filling sheet cakes, pastries, making ice cream, or filling individual cups. It can also be used to decorate cakes and cupcakes, as well as for decorating desserts with precision and elegance. Strawberry cream is not only delicious but also has multiple health benefits. Strawberries are rich in vitamin C, which helps strengthen the immune system and prevent diseases. Add a healthy and delicious touch to your desserts with this fresh strawberry cream for cakes and enjoy its health benefits. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more delicious recipes. First step. Clean and cut about 600 grams fresh strawberries, 1.3 pounds, into small pieces. Prepare a saucepan or a pan. Once the strawberries are chopped, place the saucepan on the stove and add 50 milliliters lemon juice, 3 tablespoons, while continuing to cook over medium-low heat. Stir occasionally, optionally add 2 tablespoons of honey, and let it boil for 2 minutes. The process of boiling strawberries may slightly decrease their vitamin and antioxidant content, but that does not mean they lose all their benefits. In fact, cooking strawberries can make some nutrients more easily absorbed by the body. Additionally, the flavor of cooked strawberries can be more intense and sweet, making them an excellent option for a variety of dishes. For example, cooked strawberries can be used in jams, cake fillings, sauces, and more. In summary, although boiling strawberries may slightly reduce their nutrient content, it does not mean they lose all their benefits. Strawberries can be enjoyed both raw and cooked, so don't hesitate to incorporate them into your meals in different ways. Blend the strawberries in this way until you get a liquid strawberry paste. Remove the saucepan from the heat and add a portion of 300 milliliters milk, 10 fluid ounces 1¼ cups, to the hot strawberry puree. Mix a little to integrate the milk, then add 50 grams cornstarch. If you want to substitute cornstarch with wheat flour, the amount would be 100 grams 3/4 cup flour. Mix again and add the rest of the milk along with 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. The total amount of milk used is 300 milliliters, 10 fluid ounces 1¼ cups, which can be either hot or cold. Return the saucepan to the heat and, without stopping stirring, bring the cream to a boil until it thickens well. Now transfer the strawberry cream to a container. Cover the cream with plastic wrap and let it cool for at least 2 hours. First, let it reach room temperature, then store it in the refrigerator. The next step is to add the cooled, thickened strawberry cream, but first, whip it in a separate bowl to give it some creaminess. The next step is to add 250 milliliters heavy cream, 8.5 fluid ounces 1 cup, very cold, and whip for 3 minutes or until soft peaks form. This cream can be made a day in advance. This cream holds up well for 5 days in the refrigerator. This amount will be enough to fill a 18 centimeters, 7-inch cake with 2 generous layers of filling. If you also want to use this cream for decorating, I recommend doubling the quantity or adding 250 milliliters, 1 cup, more heavy cream. Then, gradually add it to the whipped cream while beating until you achieve a firm, smooth, and thick cream. As you can see, this cream pipes very well and is firm and perfect. I hope you make this cream. It is delicious, economical, and very, very easy to make. I hope you enjoy this recipe and feel encouraged to try it at home. Don't hesitate to leave me your comments and suggestions in the comment section of the video. Thank you very much and see you soon.